What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of standard heating and air conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 when you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
All right. Off we go. It's Thursday. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Sure hope you're doing terrific. I'm not. I'm damaged.
What's going on?
I was telling you off air about it, Josh.
Oh, it's that.
Yeah. I was just explaining to Josh off air. He gave me a good listening to. Sorry I blew up, Josh.
Oh, no, I'm an ear. Whatever you need.
He gave me a good listening to. I was telling Josh about how much bizarre, misplaced rage I have deep down in my soul. And let me explain it to the rest of you, because you'll probably witness it at one point or another here in the building. I feel like I should explain myself before I shock you with some... I'm sure there's nothing unique about my problem. Or at least if I am the only one who suffers from this kind of thing, then I promise I will seek help. This is the deal. It's the tiniest things that are sending me into a rage. That's the problem. I'm not blowing up at everybody. You know how everyone knows a few people who constantly blow up over everything, right?
Yeah.
Ticking time bombs, those people. My problem is like this, and I was explaining this to Josh, I think exactly with this scenario. I'm not blowing up at other people. I blow up at myself. I'm very critical of myself. Here's how it plays out. Say I'm at home and I'm working on something here for the program, and I drop my pen onto the floor. It's then that I get irrationally angry with myself.
Yeah, I get that.
Can you relate to that?
I'm the same exact way. I have a really short fuse. And, yeah, I get mad at the stupidest, like, full-on breakdown kind
Son
of
of a bitch! Like that kind of a thing.
Yes.
And all I did was drop a pen onto the floor. I have to go get it. That shouldn't make someone come uncorked, but that's what's happening to me.
The most recent one was yesterday. I was trying to fill up my water bottle in the sink at home. And I, dropped the lid into the sink, so it's not like it's dirty or anything. And I just freaked out.
Okay.
I was like, come on.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So let me ask you some further questions, Ashley. Here's where I think it becomes bizarre. Later on that day, okay, I drop my pen on the floor. I flip out at myself. How could that be possible? I'm a grown man, and I just dropped a pen. How come I can't keep that pen in my hand like a grown person? It's ridiculous. Later on that day, someone will cut me off in traffic. Something with real consequences, right? Or at least possible consequences. Someone cuts me off in traffic where a normal person would say, "You bastard!" It has zero effect on me. That's what I'm talking. That's the weird part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm just constantly mad. So I don't have that, that would probably... I guess it would be the same reaction, though, for me. Like, somebody cutting me off would make me as angry as, like you said, dropping a pen on the ground.
That's the weird part. I don't get angry at things that make most folks angry. Like what the example we just used. Getting cut off in traffic has zero effect on me. But I'm at home alone, I drop a pen, and I go nuclear.
Yeah, I don't really blow up, but I totally understand what you're saying, because getting cut off in traffic, that's not on you. Dropping a pen, you think, I'm smarter than that. I'm 50-some years old. I should be able to hold on to a pen. And I know for me where I'm like, God, am I really that stupid if it's a little thing? That's more like... That's kind of how I am. Like, you're the dumbest person. Why would that ever happen? Like you said, like if I put I don't know, like I put my phone in the fridge. I haven't done that. I'm not that senile. But, it's like something kind of stupid that everybody knows how to do. Why would I screw that up?
I've been damaged somehow.
Well, it makes sense. You can't control somebody cutting you off.
Okay, appreciate that. I could use all the help available. It's usually almost always something physical. Like if my wife walked up to me and said, "Hey, stupid," weren't we just talking about a couple days ago, we were talking about how I used to be very forgetful when it came to paying bills. If my wife walked up to me and said, "Hey, stupid, you forgot to pay the electrical bill," I would go, "Oh, yeah?" That wouldn't bother me, right? It's usually something physical. I trip. I drop something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If that helps you in analyzing my problem at all, it's almost always something physical. Stub your toe. I reach for the remote and knock it off the coffee table.
That would piss me off.
The little physical mistakes, little bits of clumsiness, that's what sets me off.
I think you're just disappointed in yourself. I saw you take some rage out on a pickleball net once because you kept hitting the ball into the net.
Athletic competition will
so it's
still,
a physical thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like to believe that if I'm playing pickleball or what other bowling or something that an old person would do, I would like to believe that I'm not in a rage the entire time. That would be who would ever want to play with me. But sure, athletic competitions will still set me off from time to time. So anyway, just a little look into my brain damage there.
The spokesman Jesus says, the first time I drop a pen, no big deal. If I drop it twice in a row, look out, world.
Oh!
And then some angry emojis.
So some of you...
Okay, all right, I'm going to drop a pen. All right, no big deal. No big deal. It's not going to happen. Son of a bitch!
Right. So, yeah, I didn't think it was wildly unique. Again, with the exception of how I explained, I'm getting mad for no reason over little physical mistakes I make, but I'm not getting mad at all in situations where most folks normally would. I'll give you another example. The other day, I pulled one of my socks on, which is a struggle in the first place at my age to be able to bend over and properly put one of my socks on. And once I pulled it onto my foot, Cubby, I noticed it was inside out.
Oh, my God.
I went nuts.
Dude, that's the worst.
I went nuts. I got to start all over again.
Yeah.
Now, some of you might be saying, well, what? Just leave it inside. Just pull the other one on inside. No, I had to.
If you had to blow up over something, it's better, I think, the way you've got it versus taking it out on everybody else. You're not running people off the road or anything like that.
I agree with you. You're right.
Your problems are your problems.
I'm not a danger to society.
That's how it should be.
It sounds like I'm becoming more and more of a danger to myself.
Chaos coordinator Shiza said, I get that first patient shows up 10 minutes before their appointment. Son of a bee, I effing hate that.
What happens?
If the first person who she meets has an appointment that's 10 minutes early. Fast forward 2 hours later, patients that show up 10 minutes early, totally fine. It's always that first person that pisses me off. It's got to be just, there's some people I've noticed in this building where if you say hi to them in the morning, they're in a bad mood. You got to give them time to kind of wake up and stuff like that.
Well, don't talk to them until they've had their coffee, Josh.
It's pretty much like that. That's kind of the... I would say that's exactly the attitude.
Yeah, I don't think I'm taking it out on anybody else. I don't think I'm coming into work in a terrible mood. Here are some other things that make people lose their friggin' mind. Minor things that make people lose their mind. When your headphones catch on a wire or something and it yanks it smooth out of your ear.
Oh, yeah, I have wireless earbuds, but if one falls out, I can feel that it's about to happen, and I do nothing to stop it. But if one falls out, I get so ticked off. Now I got to bend over?
I think that happens to me with our work. Our work headphones are wired.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So every once in a while, and the wires are so long, Like you can trip over them.
When it catches in the chair, the wheel of the chair, that's the worst.
Oh, dude.
That's happened.
That drives me insane.
And then I'm thinking, I'm going to have to buy a new wire. This sucks.
Yeah.
You talking about our headphones here at work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When they get wrapped up in the chair, that could take you a smooth hour.
Yeah.
It's like when you get a snag when you're out fishing. You could be sitting there all day unless you just want to cut the line. We can't cut the cord on these headphones. These things cost real money.
It can rip your head off sometimes, too. It's so violent when you're rolling back or something.
Your sleeve gets slightly wet at the sink. Does that cause anybody to have a meltdown?
No.
It used to, but I've been a lot better about that. It definitely pisses my husband off. He'll be like washing the dishes, and I'll have to use the sink quick, so I kind of like reach over him and do whatever I'm doing. And it makes him so mad because I'll like full blast the sink and splatter water everywhere.
Are you one of those?
He's like, why do you do this? I'm like, it's just water. I can clean it up.
When
it's
you're
fine.
at a sink, do you wet the entire room?
Yeah, 100%. But I always clean it up. It doesn't bother me.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Because I've mentioned before when my dad was around, when he'd come to stay with me, when he would use the bathroom, and I'd hear the sink, he's brushing his teeth, he's washing his face, whatever he's doing in there, he would then walk away. I would go in to use the bathroom, and it appeared to me that he was, I don't know, it appeared to me that he wet his entire head and then shook himself off like a dog. There's water all over the sink, and all he did was go in there, maybe shave, brush his teeth, and wash his face. Water everywhere, on the floor, all over the... what else makes us irrationally pissed off?
I would say... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I just thought of one that happens to me too often is when the drawstring in a hoodie or a pair of athletic shorts gets pulled through, so you got to like fish it back out. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Oh, that drives me nuts. You're sitting there just inching it like millimeter by millimeter trying to get it back out again. Oh, it drives me wild.
Forgetting your password, Josh. Forgetting your password.
Sure, I have a manager that helps with that. Not an individual, but an app that helps me there.
That is so smart.
Because before it would just be the exact same password with maybe a different number on it. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, forever I could tell you it was No Rest for the Wicked was my main one. And I went just down Diary of a Madman, different Ozzy albums. Those were all my passwords. So I changed that up where it just generates it to something crazy to the point where I've shared it a couple times, like with the kids for something. Mm-hmm. And my daughter asked me if I had a stroke. Because some of them they'll just put random words together and stuff like that. And she was concerned about what was going on in my head.
I got password shamed by a girl once. She said that my Wi-Fi password wasn't strong enough and I was going to get hacked. And I thought that was a very bizarre thing to get criticized about. It's Wi-Fi in an apartment. I think we're okay here.
Well, somebody could be looking up some pretty terrible stuff. You have to deal with that. I understand what she's saying there.
But it's just a weird thing to get criticized about.
People will go after you for weird stuff sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody said anything about that hat yet?
No, is it bad?
Nope.
I can't even see what it is.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All good.
We've been talking about things that make you flip out, things that make you irrationally angry. I'm struggling with that these days. Okay, how about this? A listener texted in to say, when he unties his work boot and the laces go into a knot. I don't know. I mean, do you understand what he means?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes when those knots are so tight, that can be kind of frustrating.
Use a fork.
What do you got? Your fork will work. A pocket knife. Not being able to open up a Ziploc bag.
Oh, that literally happened to me yesterday. I have a bagel every single morning here.
Sure.
And I reuse the Ziploc that I bring it in because, save the planet and stuff like that.
That's going to do it. That's going to put us over the top,
actually. Exactly. And the freaking slidey thingy that closes it came off. God, I was so pissed. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody heard me because I was, toasting my bagel in the building over there, and I just started cussing up a storm.
The little plastic packets of mustard and whatnot at your fast food restaurant when you can't get those pigs open.
And then you have to use your mouth, and then some of it it gets in your mouth.
What about if you're like at a grocery store and you're trying to put some produce in some of those little bags, those little clear plastic bags, trying just to open those things.
Yeah.
You're rubbing it together. I'm like, wait, is this the wrong side? How did I Same with like the little garbage bags for like a bathroom garbage can or something.
Without a doubt.
So
why can't I open this bag?
It gets you mad.
Well, not really mad, but I'm frustrated with I don't blow up. I guess I'm frustrated with myself. Like, so many people figure this out. I just watched a 90-year-old woman do it, no problem, and I can't get this. I'm like frustrated with myself. Like, I'm losing it, man.
Yeah, I've been getting too pissed off at myself for these little things.
I stopped using those produce bags altogether to avoid that. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to wash them anyway. I'll just put them in the dirty cart.
I can almost never do it. This is a little bit different, but you were talking about getting water on your sleeves. At the one of our sinks over here is a little violent with that, so it's kind of touchy. And for some reason, I thought, I know how to avoid getting water on my sleeves here. I just extended my body as far as I could from the sink, so my sleeves bunched up a little bit instead of just rolling my sleeves up like a normal person.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just too early in the morning or what, but I thought, what are you doing?
You know, when you buy a package of cheese now, there's that, hey, tear here, it says on the package, right? And you tear the plastic off, and then it has its own Ziploc feature on the bag. Yep. Everyone understands? What I'll do is I think I'm ripping the top open, but I even rip off their Ziploc thing. So then I have to I've now ruined the package that's meant to keep the cheese fresh. Then I have to go find a Ziploc bag in the house somewhere and take the cheese out of its intended package and put it in a new, because I've torn these are the things that make me crazy.
I keep getting crap. I want to know how you guys feel about this. I keep getting crap for like opening up the cheese, and I guess I don't, for some reason, I don't rip off that top part all the way. So it's like hanging on to the bag of cheese.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get killed over it soon. Do you guys do that? Would that bother you?
Yeah, that would piss me off.
Really?
Yes. I know exactly what you mean. That would piss me off, because then I'm having an even harder time getting at the cheese because I didn't do my job properly the first time. There's a few other members of our listening audience here texting in to 651-989-9393 who get irrationally angry at themselves over the silliest little things. I knew I wasn't alone. I appreciate your input.
Tanker Jesus, saran wrap. Anything to do with that? Well, frustrated man, he said. We usually buy just whatever the bargain brand is, but that saran wrap, we'll spend the money on that.
The best thing you can do for yourself is get like the pre-cut saran wrap so that like you don't have to wrestle with the box. It's just like I don't know how to call it, but they have kind of like a pre-cut line that you can rip along.
I did not know that. I've almost cut a finger off a few times using that or tin foil.
The aluminum foil, too,
so
I'm an idiot about.
I'll try to keep it together.
Well, here's a good one from a 507er. When you try and pick something up from the floor and you miss, and then you miss again. I've done that. So, I mean, it's sober. It seems like something you should be able to do.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I will become completely irrational in that moment. But much grander issues, I don't get pissed.
Yeah, I think that's because you're frustrated with yourself.
With myself. I guess so. People are mentioning things like, dropping food or something important in between the seats of your car. Static electricity. When you get that little shock reaching for a door.
Yeah.
Boy, sometimes that's not so little.
Pisses me off. Oh, that pisses me off. And I have zero control over that.
I dropped my phone. I was putting my son in his car seat, and so I dropped my phone into my trunk because it's open there, and I just left it there for a couple of hours. I thought, no, I'm done. I'm not doing this.
You're
I'm not going to go get that. No, it was so irritated.
Oh wow! What else is going on around here? Yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with.
Understandable. I haven't seen you freak out around here. Or maybe the other day something dropped. Or I know sometimes when you can't find something that you just set down, that'll set you off.
Yeah.
And you'll throw something.
It's all it's all dealing with my own personal. Yeah, I don't try to lash out at others. I'm terribly critical of myself for those stupid little things. Yeah, when I swear to God I had a piece of paper right in front of me and I can't find the damn thing. Did I throw something? Oh, I guess the other day
Yeah, every once in a while.
But it was just, again, all directed at me.
This is different. This is more cognitive, I guess. But as you guys know, I listen to audiobooks all the time. And lately, I just haven't been able to focus. Like, I started a new one recently, and I get frustrated with myself. Like, dude, you haven't paid attention at all. So I'll rewind it and go, focus. And I'll immediately pay attention to something else, and my mind's wandering.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a problem the last week where I'm kind of concerned.
Maybe you just got too much going on.
I guess. I don't know. Usually I'm better at paying attention to that kind of thing. I'm getting into them. But yeah, it's been wild lately.
I've heard that problem before. You know, you listen to audiobooks. I mean, it's so much more convenient than holding a book in your lap and, you know, dipping your head. You get, my neck after a while reading a book. These audiobooks are supposed to be easier, but still you can lose your place. My sister was just explaining she has the same problem. She's listening to an audiobook for 20 minutes and realizes she hasn't heard a friggin' word out of the...
You kind of got to train, at least for me, I've had to train myself to pay attention, but lately I've sucked at it.
Oh, hey, later on this morning, Marcus Foligno is going to join us from the Man Bear Pigs. They're getting ready for playoff hockey here any day.
Yeah, when's that schedule finally going to come out?
I check their website every morning.
Still nothing.
Looked at it again. The regular season isn't over yet.
Yeah,
there are more games tonight. I'm sure you can find an article somewhere that has some guesses. But yeah, they still have one more night of regular season hockey. I looked at ESPN this morning. No playoff schedule yet, so they got to wrap it up first. We'll talk to Marcus. He's got some special things going on. He just won an award. Marcus won the King Clancy Award, one of the annual NHL trophies that they dump out for his leadership on and off the ice. That's pretty cool for Marcus. Cool. That'll be around 8 o'clock this morning. What else is going on? I'm just trying not to flip out over here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, here's a good one. Here's, again, ways we get irrationally angry with ourselves. And, oh, boy, did I do it last night. Biting your lip, tongue, or cheek while eating. I took a bite out of my tongue last night where I thought I was bound and determined to end up in the emergency room.
Did your wound from last week, was it, heal yet when you bit your lip?
Right. That finally cleared up.
Learn how to eat. What's going on?
Well, no, the lip biting
was overnight, right?
From in my sleep. I bite my lower lip when I sleep. This was last night having dinner. I bit into the right side of my tongue where you would think that I was attempting to digest it. God help us.
Were you just passionate about what you were eating?
I was hungry.
Really going for
I was
it?
hungry. That's just silly.
'Cause I get that way. Luckily, I don't bite it too often, but my goodness, that does hurt.
All right. We ought to get going in the right direction. Again, Marcus Foligno will join us at 8 o'clock in the morning, along with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. They'll be ducking in around 7:30. I suppose our next step will be to have a little dance-off with the Stupid News Report. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of standard heating and air conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right. What a crowd. We got a passionate crowd out there. We got a few minutes to fill here. We really do, so we could get back to the subject we were discussing right from the get-go here on the program. Irrational rage. I have a lot of it in my life. And this is all. It's very real. It's silly. It's unnecessary. But this is a daily thing for me. I get irrationally angry over little, stupid things. Usually, it's my own F-up. And I'm very critical of myself. You dumb bastard. You stupid son of a bitch. A lot of text messages came in on irrational rage. This is a lot of fun for me. I love this subject. Here are some of the things that send our listening audience into a friggin' tizzy. Here's a guy, Josh. He says, when you take your boner pill and you don't end up needing it.
You wasted a good boner.
Walking around the house with a hard-on all night, but he's got no one to use it on.
Oh, that stinks.
And technically you wasted money, right? I mean, those pills I'd imagine aren't cheap.
He thought for sure the wife was going to give him a piece. He's walking around the house full mast.
What am I going to do with this $25 boner?
This is great. And, I mean, it happens. We flip out, and sometimes just for the stupidest reason. Here's a listener who says, I'm filling my car with gas. I take the nozzle out, and the tiniest drip of gas hits the paint job on my car. I want to burn the world down. When the little bits of styrofoam, they won't get off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does suck.
Get off of me. One of our listeners says that printers piss him off. They're very heavy. They break easily. Josh, I don't know if you got the email. We got an email from our engineer saying that our printer needs to be moved.
Oh, right now?
Sometime this morning. It needs to be moved from where it's currently sitting to
I'm happy to help.
the other side of the son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
More ways our listening audience gets irrationally pissed. Usually at themselves. Dropping a socket into the lowest possible part of the engine bay.
Oh, I bet that sucks.
Every time for me. I don't do any work on my own car, but I can relate. I do work on my own lawnmower. And anytime I'm working on that sumbitch, it's a guarantee. I will drop some kind of hand tool down into the bay of that lawnmower engine. Screwdriver. Oh, you know what I like to drop, Josh, every time I fix my lawnmower? I love to drop that oil filter wrench. I love to drop that somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 times before I'm done. Here's a guy who says he gets irrationally angry when he has to take a deuce when he's in the middle of work, when he's in the middle of a project. I get that rage, but it's pee rage, don't I, Josh, after we get off the air?
Yeah, because you're in the zone trying to work on something, and all of a sudden you just can't hold it anymore. You got to go.
I hate taking a piss break after we get off the air when Josh and I are prepping for the next day. Yeah, I get angry. Stupid. You got to take a piss. It's only natural. But I get mad because it interrupts the flow of my, and don't get cute with that.
Fire Sprinkler Jesus says, texting the half-assed morning show, and they never read my... Also, people are texting in about folks who, when they drop a piece of paper, they go to pick it up, and a little wind picks up that paper, and you got to walk a little further, and then it happens again, and then you see somebody's looking at you, you look like a moron.
Just let it go. Let
it
go.
It's like that old trick when guys will put a $5 bill on the end of a fishing line.
Yeah.
You keep chasing it and chasing.
Jewish Jesus texted in something that it's probably my number one cause for rage, and that's losing your vape. When I lose my vape, I get so, because I put it right there. I swear to God, I put it right there.
See?
How did it move? Why is it over there?
Oh, you're an addict.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's bad.
Step one is admitting you have a problem.
That is when I realize, all right, almost whenever that happens, there is a moment where I think I should quit. This is out of hand.
That's funny that's why you want to quit.
This should not make me so angry.
Not the health reasons, not anything else, the money. It's that you get annoyed with yourself that you can't find your vape.
She don't want to live forever.
Nah.
More texts on irrational rage. This is from Big Toe Jesus. He says the recoil on his weed whip broke. I fixed it. but I tried to pull start that sumbitch for 30 minutes. My shoulders were about to blow out.
I'll bet.
Then the recoil broke again. I discus threw that piece of trash out the open garage door onto the road, and I came absolutely unhinged. My wife could hear me in the house yelling. I'm sure all the neighbors heard it as well. I never fixed that sumbitch either. Bought a new one. Piss on it.
Then you have to go pick it up.
You don't have to pick it up.
Leave it there forever.
When a piece of clothing gets caught on a kitchen drawer handle.
Oh, yeah.
And you pull it right out. You yank it, the drawer all the way out.
Yeah.
Josh, you ever do this? One of our listeners gets real pissed when he puts a shirt on backwards and he takes it off to start over. And then he puts it on backwards again.
I haven't had that happen, but I could see doing that.
Yes.
This is not much for specifics here, but again, I enjoy the hell out of all of this. I don't care what you have to say. I love hearing about your irrational rage because it's part of my daily life. So this one's kind of vague, but our listener says, I can be in the best mood ever. One random loud noise, and I'm instantly 0 to 100 pissed off. One random, I wonder what... Missing the toilet and pissing on my socks. I'm in my 50s. How am I missing at this point in my life? How?
I question myself with that sometimes.
That shouldn't happen when you're sitting, though.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
We still can.
Oh, okay.
I have a small penis, so it just goes straight ahead.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's not enough to curve downwards.
What's the percentage, Josh? How often do you sit down to take a leak, and how often do you stand up? Is it a 50-50 kind of a thing?
Radio answer or real answer?
Real answer.
Never. I never sit to pee. Ever.
Uh-huh.
But my radio answer?
I'm sorry?
My radio answer?
Your radio answer?
That's none of your business.
All right. We're getting there.
I used to sit to pee when I was brushing my teeth, and I mentioned that, and I got so much shame for it, I decided, you know what, I'm going to stand, and to hell with it if I get pee everywhere when I'm brushing my teeth. Now I've got an electric toothbrush, so it's not as violent of a motion.
Oh, yeah.
So I can stand and pee while brushing my teeth.
Why stand when you can sit?
And Nick has a whole saying on, or your buddy had a whole saying on.
Oh, it's my favorite saying in the world.
Yeah.
I live by that now.
Why stand up when you can sit down, and why sit down when you can lie down? All right. You want to hear a little story here about irrational rage? One of our listeners says, when you go to throw something in the garbage and you miss, and then you walk closer to the garbage, and you miss again. And then you walk even closer to the garbage, and you keep missing. And then you try to pull the garbage can over to you, and you tip it over, and trash spills everywhere. And your wife asks you, what's wrong with you? And you say, nothing. Nothing is wrong with me.
I've missed a slam dunk at the garbage can. It's the worst when you're like, Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
Or you try and shoot far away, and you're like, Curry, and you still miss it. You sound like a moron because you were really amping yourself up beforehand.
All right, finally, Clown Jesus texted in to say that autocorrect passes him off.
That's genius right there.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is very good.
All right, on to the stupid news report here in a minute. Did you move the printer?
Yeah, I already moved it.
Because the
I
engineers
should probably move it back.
They sent an email that said we need to move the printer.
Oh, yeah, no problem. God dang it.
All right, those drunk drivers. They're always doing something adorable, right? Something cute. Here we go again in a place called Hillsborough County, which is located somewhere, so it doesn't really matter. Hillsborough County. A gal was driving while hammered. Friggin' idiot. She was in such terrible shape, she was driving the wrong way into oncoming traffic, which is, of course, a great way to kill innocent children.
I've done that sober. That was a dark day. I felt really stupid. It was like I just started driving. I think I was only driving for like a month or two at that point, and I was pretty sleepy. and I pulled out onto a stretch of the highway that I wasn't familiar with. And I didn't realize I was going the complete wrong way until somebody else started coming. And I was like, oh no. And like I was stuck because it was like it had one of those like medians in the middle. Yeah. So
a barrier. So did you go down an off ramp?
No, it was off. No, I didn't have to do that, thankfully.
Did you go onto the highway via an off ramp? No?
No, I think I would have noticed that. But yeah, I felt so stupid.
2
and
lanes,
then I thought,
4 lanes?
It was 2 lanes.
I've only had that happen once. It was when the light
2
rail
lanes.
first showed up there in Midway here in St. Paul. I turned and had no idea how to do it.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Just for a split second.
I think everybody, Josh, when they first built that light rail in Minneapolis, everybody drove down the tracks at least once.
Yes, I still can't figure it out. I stay away from it.
I'm just going to go to the next street.
Honestly, it stresses me out.
You did. Dana did. So, again, how did you go? How did you...
That's what I mean. I have no idea how I did
If it was a 2-lane highway, then you were just driving on the wrong side of the road like you were in England or something?
Yeah.
Or is it possible...
I felt so stupid.
Is it possible everyone else was driving the wrong way?
That had to be it. And then it was late at night. It was late at night, so that didn't help. But I thought for sure, okay, great. Now somebody's going to call the cops because they're going to assume that I'm hammered because who does this sober?
Well, they should call the cops on you anyway.
You should call the cops on the person that gave you the driver's license to begin with.
Hey, I passed by like 1 point, the guy told me.
So suddenly you were in Holland or something, and you were just driving on...
Like, how did I not put... How did I do something that's stupid?
Speaking of how was the guy when he told you passed? Like, what was his attitude? You said you passed by 1 point.
He was, like, very excited for me. It was kind of a weird thing. He was wearing driving gloves as the passenger,
Didn't you
so
say
that was odd.
Didn't he say that maybe he was sexually attracted to you?
Yeah, he made me do, like, after he was, like, told me that I passed by 1 point, he made me do, like, this weird handshake. I don't know, it was like this with him. Do you know what this is called?
No,
I don't want to know what that was called.
It reminds me, if anybody's ever seen The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, it's the handshake that they do in that TV show.
Did he give you a little pat on the bottom?
I thought he was going to, but his attitude completely changed when I passed. So I ran into the arms of my high school boyfriend at the time and like did like a running jump hug, and he was not as friendly to me after that.
Your driving instructor saw that you had a man.
Yeah.
And that upset him.
That was odd. That was an odd day.
My daughter kind of went through that with her driver's ed person, not the person doing the test, where he was asking her a lot of weird questions.
Ew.
So she's my stepdaughter.
Are you wearing a bra?
No, it's nothing like that creepy, but... And so, my wife had gotten divorced when she was 2, not my wife. My wife was older, and my stepdaughter was 2. And... he was like asking all kinds of questions about it. It turns out like he wanted to leave his wife, and so he wanted to know like what that means for the kids and stuff like that, which was an odd thing to be talking to a 15-year-old about. But he kept making her uncomfortable. He's asking all these really goofy questions,
life questions.
Yeah,
asking a child.
Basically, like hey, what should I do about my relationship here? As an adult, I'm going to ask this 15-year-old. But Ashley, going back to what you said about passing by 1 point, I did fine on my driver's test. But for my motorcycle endorsement, that guy, I mean, it was kind of funny for him, maybe not for me, but I was not very good. That for anybody who's taken it, like that super sharp turn, I sucked at that. There was a couple things I sucked at. And he's like, well, it wasn't pretty, but technically you passed. I got to give it to you,
man.
But you really shouldn't be on the road.
I'd be sketched out to drive my motorcycle if that happened.
Basically shaking on my way home.
Does the instructor sit on the back of the motorcycle with you, like arms wrapped around you?
No, it's Spider. He sits up front and hugs you. No, he just stands there with a clipboard.
Okay.
Or back in the day, it was maybe it's an iPad now, but a clipboard, and just writes everything I did wrong.
Picturing Josh wearing some like biker goggles and the guy behind him just wrapped around his arms around you.
That was so humbling, to say the least.
What the hell were we talking about anyway?
Irrational things that make you upset, and then we're talking about this drunk lady.
Oh, the drunk lady. Yeah, again, at least she had an excuse. She was drunk, Ashley. She was driving into oncoming traffic. So this ugly lady, luckily, she didn't disembowel anyone's grandmother along the way. The police were able to get her to pull over. The cops found out that this gal goes by the name of Cammie. And when they upped and started a conversation with Cammie, they asked her, Are you feeling okay? And Cammie says, yeah, I'm good.
I bet she is feeling pretty good.
She looked exhausted.
And the cop said, you're good? Well, you were just driving the wrong way on the road. And you hopped a curb. As far as I know, Cammie had no response for that dose of reality. Like I said to start the story, selfish plugs who drive hammered always have something cute to offer. When the cop asked Cammie for her driver's license, she handed over a credit card, and that ain't it.
No.
For her next trick, she handed the cop a Barnes & Noble gift card.
Your driver's license? That's your credit card.
Thank you.
It's a Barnes & Noble gift card.
You go ahead and put your hands right behind your back, okay? Listen, you're going to be arrested for DUI tonight, okay?
I love how the cop played that off.
I like that he's like taking the time to be like, is that Barnes & Noble?
The police handcuffed Cammie and took her to jail. Started off with the credit card, moved on to her Barnes & Noble gift card.
I wonder how long it took for her to realize she was being arrested for a DUI, because she looked in a completely different plane of existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that gal was blasted.
Very wobbly.
Driving into oncoming traffic. Jesus, that frightens the hell out of me, Ashley, that you did that stone cold sober.
I know.
Better sober, I guess.
Well,
maybe.
like I said, I just started driving. It was dark out. I was a little sleepy.
You know, we were talking about the events of Ashley the day she got her driver's license. Josh mentioned his stepdaughter's experience with her behind-the-wheel instructor. I remember when I was learning to drive with the driving instructor, a guy. I remember back then my name was Joey, and when I got in the car, he said, Joey, you ever been in the driver's seat before? And I said, no, I've never even been in a car before. And he said, you ever seen a grown man naked? If you've got a parent or grandparent who's older than the hills, I'm sure you worry about them, especially if they're living alone. In Ohio, a 91-year-old lady has had a visit. A 91-year-old lady got a visit from the local cops. That surprised the hell out of her. The old bag of bones, let's call her great-grandma. I don't have a name here, so we'll just call her great-grandma. It says here great-grandma is part of a local police program called Are You Okay? It's a little program they got in town in Ohio. And it works like this here. If you're on their list, like great-grandma is, they up and give you a telephone call every day to make sure you haven't, fallen down into the cellar and shattered both femurs or whatever. They call you on the telephone every day to make sure you're not dead yet. Nice idea, right? Well, the other day, great-grandma didn't answer their call. Even great-grandma's daughter, who's no spring chicken herself, she made a telephone call over to the house. No answer. By rule, in the Are You Okay program, if nobody answers the telephone, the police department drops everything and they race over there to collect the body. Well, when the cops walked into great-grandma's house, they expected to find a lifeless, gray-haired carcass. She's 91 years old. Instead, there she was in her bedroom fingering her favorite video game.
That's hilarious.
She told the cops that she was dialed the F into her favorite video game, and the reason she didn't bother answering any telephone calls was because she was damn close to breaking her all-time high score.
I love that.
That is awesome.
I want to party with her.
What video game is this?
I don't know.
It never said.
That's too bad.
Stupid.
F the phone, she said. I'm going for a new record. So she never answered.
That's cool that she's gaming at that age.
Yeah, that is super cool.
I don't know why I'm not like I've never had a pot. I'm not a druggie.
I've never had a pot.
My mother-in-law, she does. I've mentioned before, and I for some reason I think that's just cool. At her age, she's doing stuff like that. Or my grandmother-in-law, I guess you'd call her. In her 90s, she was hitting on dudes left and right. Still living at that age.
That is sweet.
Great-grandma was apparently very thankful that the cops stopped by to check on her. One of the cops who walked into Great-grandma's bedroom had to quick hide the body bag he was carrying behind his back.
No.
They didn't want her to know what they were expecting.
Guys, take her jewels out of your pocket. She's still alive. Put them back in the drawer.
That would be embarrassing. You just stroll in all nonchalant with this big, black, heavy body bag. Oh, hi. Hi, you're okay. That's great.
This is it for you.
And you stop in the kitchen and make a sandwich first. You're like, well, we'll get to it eventually, but I'm hungry right now.
Says here now, the average gamer has gotten older. There are more and more elderly gamers out there drooling all over their Xboxes and game cubes.
I wonder if that keeps the brain spry.
Sure. I would bet you're right about that, Josh.
The old folks' home that my grandparents lived in had I don't know, would you call it like an entertainment room that had a Nintendo Wii, and the old folks loved the Wii Sports. They got really into that.
Wii Sports?
Yeah, I remember bowling, golf.
That was really
the
popular.
Tennis is dangerous.
I remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, people just absolutely destroyed their flat-screen TVs by launching that remote, the Wii remote into it.
The Wii motor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what for the folks that wouldn't put the little strap on their wrist.
Because it was lame to put the strap on.
Yes, I was trying not to say strap on.
I should have put more of a space there.
Yep.
I think you're right, Josh. I think a mental exercise like a video game probably helps the old-timers. You collect a lot of dust and cobwebs up there in the brain pan after a certain amount of years, and to exercise it. I knew a guy many years ago who got in a terrible car wreck, and he was a little altered from then on out, a little foggy. He took a hell of a shot to the noggin, and his brother told me it was good for him if he fielded a lot of questions about himself or anything for that matter. It kept his brain active. So I worked with this dude for a while with the brain injury, and I took his brother's advice, and I would constantly ask him every single detail about the prior day. And you could see it kind of wake him up a little bit. So I think there's probably some truth to that. He probably thought I was out of my friggin' mind myself. Because I wanted to know, at what time did you get up? What did you do first? What did you have for breakfast? How much did it cost? Did you go get gas? Did you talk to your mom on the telephone? I would ask him about everything that he had going on the prior day. He would answer, but he must have thought, Jesus, this guy doesn't understand personal space, But that's all
He's
it was.
very curious what got going on.
I was very dialed into helping him by asking him about every little detail of his day. Okay, so gamers are getting older. The story here mentions a gal called Skyrim Grandma Shirley. She apparently makes YouTube videos of her video game skills. Have any of you taken on Skyrim Grandma Shirley?
No.
Weren't you into Skyrim?
It is my favorite game in the whole entire world. Yeah, I have a tattoo for it.
You do? Okay,
Yeah,
I knew you liked the game. I didn't know you liked it that much.
What a badass.
There's an 81-year-old lady in Arizona who streamed Minecraft. What does that mean? That she streamed
her playing Minecraft.
So she showed videos of her playing the game?
Yeah, you could watch along.
Yeah, my son used to watch those.
It says here she's 81 years old. She used her streamed Minecraft videos to help pay for her grandson's cancer treatment. So
awesome.
people were paying her to watch her play. And a 3-year-old fella by the name of Mike Williams cleaned out the game Elden Ring in no time on the highest difficulty level or something along those lines. I don't know what Elden Ring is, but I guess that's quite impressive for anybody, let alone a 3-year-old, to wipe that game out in a matter of minutes.
It's a very fun game.
Ashley, is your Skyrim tattoo accessible and in an appropriate spot for company?
Yeah, it's on my wrist here.
Oh, can I see it?
Yep. So it's that one. Yeah, it's technically supposed to be like that way, so that people can see it that way. Yeah, it's probably the tattoo I get the most comments on.
And then
I'm like,
realize what it is, or they just like, because it's a cool symbol?
Yeah, they realize right away.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's see if they fall for it again. My cousin worked on that video game.
No, shut up. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. He got a Skyrim job.
I do want to, just in case anybody texts or anything, if there's fellow nerds out there, it's technically an Oblivion tattoo, but Oblivion is like the OG Skyrim. Just to be clear.
What happened?
I know you guys don't get that.
Nope.
I was going to pretend I did because I wanted to seem like I fit in, but I didn't know what that meant.
Josh didn't even know what the hell that meant.
Sounded cool though.
It is cool.
Oh, just the other day we were talking about, video gamers being sought after by the military to drive their drones around town. And what was the other gig we were talking about, Josh? It was drone driving and something else.
The FAA traffic controllers.
That's it, yes. Not necessarily military, sorry, but yeah.
But both, yeah. We were talking about both.
Gamers are thought of as prime candidates to be air traffic controllers because they're used to staring at screens for 76 consecutive hours and moving little characters around. Oh, and speaking of video games, and this is one of those stories where improvisation is impossible for me. You have to have some understanding of the subject matter in order to add in side humor, so I'm just going to let her buck au naturel here, Josh, and read it damn near as is. And we'll see where we can go with this one. It's a video game-related story, and here's what she says. Today is the day for the release of Tamagotchi Life.
Tamagotchi?
Okay, I got a D.
It says Tamagotchi.
Oh, okay.
Story. I don't know if it's the same.
There's a D in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a small D, but it's there.
But it gets the job done.
It does.
Yeah, it says here to me, Tamagotchi, living the dream. So is that a misprint?
I don't think so because...
Must be something completely different than little pets you used to carry around in your pocket with a little screen.
Yeah.
Those are Tamagotchis. This must be something different.
Stupid. I got excited for a second.
So... There are there any of us that have been awaiting the release of this video game, or none of us know what this is?
I have no idea what it is.
Okay. Tamagotchi Life is the name of the game. Living the dream. This story talks about the creators of the game, this and that. And it goes into... Jesus, it took 9 years to develop this game. The director of the game is a guy named Takahashi. And he confesses here in the story that there was a big debate among the creators about whether the main character in the video game should be able to fart or not. Now, I looked at a still photograph of the game. And to me, it looks kind of like that Sims setup. It's just regular little characters. I mean, they're obscure looking. They have giant heads and tiny little bodies. But it looks like you're just controlling their lives.
Intermediate Jesus said it's a simulation game, like Sims, like you said.
Well, God,
you make anybody you want and just let them live their life. So it sounds very similar. The description sounds that way.
I'm just trying to live my life.
That's it.
They debated whether their characters or the main character, one or the other, should be able to fart. And so this article turns into a fart-related discussion. According to this person who worked on the game, when they were playing around with the idea of characters being able to fart, some thought it was funny, others thought it was vulgar. They became obsessed over getting the fart sound. So they said, yes, we're going to allow the characters to fart. Then they became obsessed over getting the fart sound just right.
That's my favorite part, because we've been in that situation around here, putting some recorded audio together, and you think, okay, I think if we move that fart like 50 milliseconds this way, it's going to be funnier. And I think we can sweeten that up a little bit.
You obsess over things like that.
Let's put some reverb on, or something. We do something where it's like a scientific study or whatever we're working on.
Yeah. You used to be, I don't know if you've gotten any better at this, but you used to be a sick person. Sick with perfectionism.
I'll save that stuff for home because I know it drives you guys nuts. And I wear my headphones a lot more around here because I worry about that with you guys. I'm like, is that annoying? Is that distracting? Because I'm going over the same thing over and over.
When we were younger and you would obsess over the tiniest little edit, like when we used to create Jesse, let's just use the Jesse the Body Ventura gimmicks that we used to do here all the time. You would play around and edit so obsessively over the tiniest little noises that there were days that I fantasized about cutting your head off.
Oh, I know. I wanted to cut my own off.
Yeah.
I've laid off a little bit because I'll think, boy, that's so much better than the way it was, and I'll play it for my wife and be like, what do you think? And she's like, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, man.
There was one day, Josh, where you were so excited to have Ashley and I listen to a clip. It was a Deion Sanders clip. And you're like, well, there's this new tool that it instantly fixes the audio where it used to take me like 40 minutes to do. And you're like, okay, so here's the original clip. And you played it. And I go, okay. And then here's the second clip. And you played it again. I didn't notice a difference.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like, how do you not notice that?
I don't.
But
I noticed, Josh.
I appreciate it. But no, that happens all the time with my wife. I'm like, I just spent like 2 hours changing that, and you can't tell at all?
I think I know why, Josh, at least for me, is I grew up in the era of downloading crappy MP3 bootlegs, so that's like the music I would listen to. It'd be some low-quality Eminem song off Napster, and that I just got used to it, I think that might be the reason why.
You have a record player in my car. I got to have the vinyl. I need the analog sound.
When we were younger and we would sit in this studio for hours while you obsessed over the stupidest, tiniest little sound, I would get home, an hour and a half later than I expected, and my wife at the time would say, well, I thought you were going to be home at noon. And I would say, well, that was my plan until it took Josh an hour and a half to edit audio of Jesse Ventura eating a popsicle.
And that's why I love this story, because I understand that obsession over something so dumb as to make sure the fart sounds just right.
So, yeah, that's where we were going with this. There's a new video game called Tamagotchi Bukkake. I don't know what the hell it's called. The characters in the game are able to fart. They obsessed over the sound of the fart. They wanted to make it perfect. Now, you wouldn't happen to have what they settled on, do you?
Yes.
You do. This is the fart sound that they settled on after years of obsessing and debating.
Correct. You see?
I would have cut their head off. That's it?
That's ridiculous.
It took them that long to come up with that?
Yep.
I mean, it's good.
I like the little music.
I like it because they're tiny little characters. It sounds like a tiny little fart.
I did try and make it more prominent, like to sound
of course you did.
better, just in case people are in their car listening. And then I thought, I should leave it alone since this is an example of how they got it.
Sometimes...
Oop, that's the wrong clip.
One more time.
I want to play it again just so you can do that laugh.
Now, I wonder, did they use a real fart? It doesn't indicate here in the story. It says that the dude who was in charge of the fart noise, there were many who contributed, but there was one dude who was the overall boss of video game fart noises.
The fart czar.
Right.
He's a fartist.
I think he was accused. They said, hey, man, that sounds way too real. Were you walking around the building farting into microphones to try to get?
I thought they did. Remember we used to have a a CD that had a bunch of sound effects on it, and there was a ton of farts?
Yes.
And it was like they just put a microphone next to your butt.
This guy, you think he was farting on microphones?
Probably. And they probably just took pieces of different audio of different farts and pieced it together for the perfect fart.
God, that is so stupid.
I mean, but it does. It sounds good. It sounds perfect for the game. If I had the luxury of looking ahead of time and seeing the characters, and it is fitting for the character. I'll give them that. I have played one video game in my lifetime. I wonder if you gamer dorks, because we got a couple of them here, I wonder if you can help me or answer this little trivia question. I did buy a video game in the early 90s where the characters farted, and it was like their ultimate weapon was to fart.
That's funny.
Can you tell me?
No, never heard of it.
A hint is the early 90s.
Huh.
I'll give you another hint. Last year's State Fair.
Oh, is it the Beavis and Butthead game?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, duh.
And the State Fair reference is our T-shirts last year. There's a word. Our T-shirts last year, not predicted.
Depicted?
Depicted. Our State Fair T-shirts last year, thank you, Josh, depicted Josh and I as Beavis and Butthead. Big Al and I went out, and we split the cost of the Beavis and Butthead video game in the early 90s, and I think we only spent 20 minutes on it because it was so friggin' stupid.
It was a horrible game.
It was absolutely one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
But those are the best kind of games, though.
No, this was not one of the best.
This was the era of video games where they just took popular things from pop culture and just slapped a game together and like, oh, I love Beavis and Butthead, I'll go buy that game.
I thought the Simpsons one was supposed to be really good.
The Simpsons arcade game was really good. The Simpsons console games were garbage.
I liked the.
All I remember,
all of them.
all I remember is that Beavis and Butthead walked down the sidewalk and farted on people.
Mm-hmm.
I kept waiting for some grand showdown with Mr. Anderson or something. It never happened. They just walked around farting on each other. It was horrible.
Do you guys? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do you guys remember when I think it was Burger King? They had their own video games.
No.
Yeah, and so you could. I believe they came with the kid meals for a while, but those were. I was thinking about those the other day, and that made me remember them. Those were the funnest games I've ever played.
They were giving it away for free if you bought a burger?
I'm pretty sure it was. I can't remember how we got our hands on them, but they were so fun.
I would assume it to be garbage if it was given away for free with fries and a burger.
I know there's people that have definitely played those games in the listening audience. We need to talk about it.
And it was
those.
Based on the restaurant?
Yeah,
Oh. You had something or another, Josh?
Yeah, I was going to say, if we were ever to need a perfect video game fart, all we need to do is address your butt, because I've complimented you many times when everybody leaves and it's just you and me in here. They're perfect at times.
That's despicable.
Where I notice that is the definition of what a fart should be.
The air is just tainted.
No, see, that's what you don't understand.
It used to be.
You know this. You're just forgetting. It's one of the things that makes me so special and so incredible. My don't stink.
Oh, I'm not talking about it just smelling bad. I'm talking about how there's no matter what, there's particles of some sort in the air.
Oh, don't get on my case about the part.
That's why I have permanent pink eye.
Double barrel.
And then I come in here the next day.
A lot of people will say, what do you think, your don't stink? No, it doesn't.
That is pretty impressive.
Thank you, Ashley.
Do you take vitamin?
I don't know why I am built so perfectly, but I am. And here's what you miss, like Josh was saying. It's after you two schmoes leave where I cut loose when it's just Cubby and I.
Because he's polite.
After every single one of them, too. I go like this. I go,
You have to.
Yeah, because it's hilarious.
They're perfect.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
As Martin lofts one to shallow center, Rafaela comes in. He's got it, and this one is over. The Twins win the series, but deny the sweep as the Red Sox win the finale 9-5.
All right, so it's not all sunshine, puppies, and naked pool parties with college girls for the Twins,
Can't win them all, they say.
No. You're gonna have a bad day or two. Twins lose yesterday, 9-1. It wasn't even that close of a ball game. But like you heard Corey Provis say, they won the friggin' series. And they're still looking good. Moving on now to a series. They got a day off today. That's probably where they'll have that pool party.
Yeah, it's going to be hot today, so good day for it.
Right.
I'd like to be at that pool party.
Would you go to that pool party?
Yeah, easily. I would cancel some things.
I'd go. I'd leave my shirt on. And
But it's a naked pool party, Ashley.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What am I going to do? I already said I was going to go, so I'll have to.
You going to go,
you've
Cubby?
committed. Yeah, if I can leave my shirt on in the pool.
No.
And no, as long as everybody agrees as a group that nobody's going to make fun of me when I plug my nose when I jump in. As long as we can establish those two rules, I'll be there.
It's got like that sunscreen on your nose like you see a kid have.
My water wings.
Yeah.
If one of the naked college girls or naked Ashley or one of the naked members of the Minnesota Twins splashes you while you're in the pool, you can't say owie owie.
But what if there's chlorine in there?
You can't say...
I didn't know Ashley was going to be naked. I'm out.
Well, that's what your goggles are for, Josh, in case you get chlorine splashed on you.
Oh, yeah. I'll be wearing swim goggles. I forgot.
The ones with the nose.
Oh. We're kind of locked into a jock sniffer's purgatory here, aren't we? We got two clubs in town who have been invited to participate in the playoff, but it's just taken forever to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying.
When we wrap with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, I'll give you the results from the NBA play-in games from last night. They're not even done. They've got to play the final of the play-in games on Friday, and then the playoffs start. You know, with the Pigs, Jesus, we've known about the matchup for days. They just can't seem to. There are still more NHL games, NHL regular season games to be played tonight. So I'm going to make this statement. If you watch NHL game tonight and it has zero playoff implications, you are a bad person, and you are part of the problem. We're just waiting for it to begin, and it's taking forever. At 8 a.m., our next sports segment, of course, will be at 7:30. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. At 8 a.m., we'll talk to Marcus Foligno as part of our Minnesota Wild update. We're always happy to talk to Marcus, but especially here we are. Fingers crossed, only days away from the playoffs actually happening. Don't go anywhere. Josh has some more news for you coming up.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 when you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The countdown is on for the 2026 NFL Draft presented by Bud Light. Catch all 7 rounds, 3 days, live from Pittsburgh, April 23rd through 25th. Watch every pick live on NFL Network, ESPN, and ABC. NFL Network is also streaming with NFL Plus. It all starts Thursday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Visit NFL.com/draft for more information. Subscription required for NFL Plus. Visit plus.nfl.com for terms.
In the 60s, I made love to many, many women, often outdoors, in the mud and the rain. And it's possible a man slipped in. Would be no way of knowing.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
All I know, I was in the house and my daughter ran in like, Mommy, they shooting. They need to do better. That's all I can say.
Oftentimes, terrible decisions come with terrible but predictable outcomes. And one such case out of Maitland, Florida, has the ballistics to back that up. What police described as play fighting ended with a 16-year-old boy facing charges and a 15-year-old accidentally shot in the chest. According to police, the suspect and victim were hanging out in a Honda. 2 other people were in there when the suspect decided it was a great idea to point the handgun at his friend. The victim, apparently less enthusiastic about this game, tried to push the gun away. During this brilliant round of play, the gun went off and the victim got shot right out of the passenger seat, falling to the ground.
God dang.
The older teen is now facing charges of attempted manslaughter and possession of a firearm.
Couple of bright young men then, no doubt.
Yeah, you don't, you're not supposed to play with those things from what I understand.
No.
They can lead to some ouchy consequences. Thankfully, this kid survived, despite getting shot in the chest at point-blank range.
Jeez. You never, ever, 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 ever aim a gun at somebody else. It doesn't matter if it's loaded or not loaded.
Cops always say they don't catch the smart ones, which explains how they caught this gal. 25-year-old Caitlin Harmon is behind bars after recording herself bragging about slipping the grip of law enforcement in the aftermath of hitting people with her car. The incident occurred in a Hobby Lobby parking lot.
Oh, not at Hobby Lobby.
There, the overconfident Wisconsinite violently introduced her Toyota Camry to a 79-year-old man who was standing near his own vehicle. After that, Harmon used her car to run down a 60-year-old woman as well.
She's just randomly running over folks in the parking lot.
Yeah, just earning some points. Police issued an alert to surrounding law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for the Camry, but all the while, Harmon was still close by. Instead of leaving the area entirely, she drove about 850 feet to the nearby lot behind a Panera Bread. Then she posted a confession on Facebook containing 2 images of the damages to her Camry while brandishing a large kitchen knife and goading police. Hey, they still haven't found me. I guess I outsmarted the cops. God always wins. All right.
What? And look at this huge knife I have.
I'm outside this Panera Bread.
She's counting God as sort of one of her teammates?
It's on her side.
God always...
Yeah, or maybe she's saying she's God.
All right.
She mentioned the exact location, which Panera Bread she was at.
What?
Someone should call the cops on me, she said. Minutes after the video was posted, someone did call the cops on her. She got out of her car and attacked a Hyundai Tucson with a large butcher knife. When the driver exited his vehicle, a physical struggle ensued. The man sustained several lacerations to his hands, but was able to disarm her and restrain her until police arrived. The violence appeared totally random, as no prior connection existed between Harmon and the victims. And when an officer asked her why, the woman said, "I just went rogue."
Yeah, she snapped.
They're never going to catch her.
So it wasn't just me and my friends that will do that when you're like driving down the road. Obviously, in a joking way, be like somebody's crossing the street and you're like, "Oh, 5 points."
That's been going on since the horse and carriage days. Our great grandparents were doing that.
Yes, they were.
Cops always say they don't catch the smart ones, which explains how they caught this guy. A criminal mastermind whose resume apparently didn't include how to walk on snow without autographing your getaway. Officers in Ohio have released more details from a case earlier this year where they captured a theft suspect with an assist from Mother Nature thanks to record-breaking snow in the area. Police say a man broke into a business and stole some money as everyone hunkered down for the snowstorm. He left behind some size 10 evidence, footprints in the freshly fallen snow, which led cops directly to him. Police quite easily tracked the suspect's footprints in the snow to a hotel and made that arrest.
Yeah, that's how one of my buddies got busted for a silly crime back when we were kids. His footsteps. He never thought that they could track his footsteps. It actually was kind of impressive. It wasn't in the snow. It was he went off sneaking around, burglarizing some houses, and they were able to track his footsteps just because it rained the night of.
Oh.
I always
they
thought
could track his tennis shoe treads in the rain-soaked grass.
I always thought, like in movies, and I'm sure it's based on real life, but where they had hunters or trackers who could just see the smallest detail that was disturbed and be able to follow a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that observant. I wish I was. That's a cool trick. In a similar bust last week, the Seattle Police Department, and a Department of Corrections officer arrested a 20-year-old man for violating his probation and having multiple guns. In a truly generous twist, he made their job incredibly easy. Perhaps without even realizing it, he was very considerate, either forgetting or oblivious to the fact the ankle monitor he was wearing told cops exactly where he was.
Did he not understand what that monitor was doing?
Yeah, I don't know if he maybe thought it was just one of those that can tell if you're drunk, or he just so used to having it on he forgot. SPD said on Friday about 10:40 p.m., patrol officers working with the DOC searched for an individual they knew to be on active supervision for multiple crimes, including armed robbery. They say the man was located in a car with 3 others after tracking him via his ankle monitoring device to a parking lot. Police found the suspect in his driver's seat. When searching that, they recovered 3 handguns and cannabis paraphernalia.
Uh-oh.
Well, damn.
Can't have any of that.
He really didn't understand what that monitor was.
They'll never catch me. I'm just going to drive away. They're just following the flashing red bleep or blip on the screen there.
If you're going to attach it to my body, I'm going to want to know everything there is to know about it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
Heads up, butt wizards. We'll hear 2 warning sirens today as part of the annual statewide drill for Severe Weather Awareness Week.
Okay, guys, let's do a live tornado siren.
The drills are scheduled for 1:45 p.m. and 6:45 p.m. today. During both, sirens will sound to simulate a tornado warning, and the National Weather Service will be posting updates on social media throughout those tests.
Wait, I'm sorry, you said 1:45 and when?
6:45.
Oh, great, fantastic. It's just, my son's bedtime. It's great.
Well, those
awesome.
are nap
Love
times
it.
and
Love
bedtime?
It. Yep, both of them are going to F my day up.
Well, you know what? Maybe we could get them to change the times for you.
Do you think? I'll talk to somebody.
Yeah, just text the Weather Service and see if they can make a change, at least in your county.
Yeah.
In real severe weather, sirens actually sound for about 3 minutes. They rarely run for the full duration of a warning. Activation varies by county, with some only using sirens for tornadoes. Others include it for severe thunderstorms with winds of 70 to 80 miles per hour or higher. While tornado season peaks between May and August, they have been recorded as early as March and as late as December. Earlier this week, of course, southern Minnesota saw at least 3 as storms moved through the state. Minnesota averages about 46 twisters per year.
Let me ask you this, Josh. In your neighborhood, when you were growing up, did the tornado siren go off at 6 o'clock every evening?
No, it was like 1 p.m. the first Wednesday of the month, and outside of if there was a storm.
What the heck did you have going on?
Can anyone else relate to this? When I was a kid, my hometown would sound the siren at 6 o'clock. Every day.
Every night?
Were they really nervous that it wasn't going to work?
No, it had nothing to do with tornadoes. It was just there. They would run it to alert you that it was 6 o'clock.
Oh. I guess that would probably be useful if you want, the kids to come home for dinner.
That's exactly what it was for, I believe. So everyone, because this is, I know I'm sounding like I'm 1,520 years old, but not everyone, no one was walking around with cell phones. Very few of us wore watches, and I think it was exactly designed so if you're out effing around, you knew, 6 o'clock, I got 20 minutes to get there or an hour to get there. Let me check the text machine. That's what my hometown did.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of that before. By the way, 6 p.m., who eats dinner that late?
It's way too late.
3 hours after dinner.
We were like a 4:30 p.m. type of family. It was awesome.
We were a 6 p.m., and it was like, if you weren't there, you were in big trouble. And you weren't eating if you weren't on time.
Here are oh, wow, this is great. A lot of people texted in saying, my hometown still does it. Osseo did it when I was growing up. This and that and the other thing. Yeah. Mazeppa does that every day at 6. Pepin, Wisconsin. Eden Valley. They ring theirs at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, geez, we are getting so many text messages about this.
Excelsior has a daily siren.
Excelsior.
You never heard? Yeah, that was our thing. North St. Paul. That place sucks, right, Ashley?
Yeah, totally. But
Lindstrom.
We lived right, the fire station was at the top of our street growing up, so that thing was so loud. If they were doing that every day, I don't know if I'd still be here.
Long Lake, Chisago, Lindstrom, Hangover.
I feel like there should be a rap beat behind that. A driver was arrested yesterday morning after crashing into a care facility in Brooklyn Park. Anybody say anything about Brooklyn Park yet?
I haven't seen it just yet. I'll holler at you if I do. Winstead.
Well, the sirens there were about somebody...
Sauk Rapids.
Somebody crashing into that facility, forcing residents to evacuate.
The old folks' home?
Well, they said a care facility.
That's an old folks' home.
Well, it's not necessarily an old folks' home. There's like a few, if somebody needs extra care. But I assumed old
I'm being
folks'
combative for no reason.
That's your bit.
Yeah.
I understand. So I guess I just didn't say because it didn't say. Proving once again that nothing good happens after midnight, Brooklyn Park police say the vehicle ran off the road and into the bedroom of the home about 3 a.m. The crash tore a large hole into the building and also caused a gas leak, forcing all residents in the facility to evacuate. One resident and the driver of the vehicle were each treated for minor injuries. The driver was arrested. If that sounds like a rough wake-up call, a similar early morning crash in another Minnesota city shows it wasn't an isolated jolt. A minivan driver made an uninvited early morning entrance into a home last month, injuring 2 people who had been sleeping inside. Rochester police said they responded to a reported crash at 6:30 a.m. Friday the 20th and found a minivan had traded the driveway for a direct deposit right into the house. Inside, 2 people had been sleeping when the crash cut short their night's sleep. Both were injured and taken to the hospital as a precaution. They're going to be okay. Authorities say the driver of the minivan was the sole occupant and is suspected of drunk driving. Well, in this case, crashing. Jerry West, The Logo, premieres today on Prime Video. A documentary about NBA legend Jerry West, who Randy Shaver admitted he would kiss on the lips. The man who silhouette...
Open mouth.
Oh, I didn't even catch the open mouth
yes.
part.
Years ago, we asked him the strangest question we probably had asked him up to that point in our relationship together. We said, which athlete would you be willing to open mouth French kiss? And he said Jerry West.
He didn't need time to think about it either.
Oh, no. It was immediate.
Mm-hmm. Were you listening at the time or something?
I was here. I worked here.
Oh, no, this is 20 years ago.
Oh.
When he said that. But I thought maybe, wow, that'd be interesting if you were listening.
He repeated it a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Yeah, we brought it up since then.
Yeah.
So if you've heard it, that's why. Jerry West, his silhouette became the NBA logo. Anya Taylor Hubba Hubba Joy, 30 today. Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
She's a little young for you, don't you think, Josh?
At 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be dating her. But I think I can comment out for humor of a relatively innocent Hubba Hubba on a 30-year-old woman. Weren't you talking about naked college girls a few minutes ago?
Oh, but that's me. I'm just trying to bust your balls a little bit, trying to make you a little bit uncomfortable.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
You dominated that.
Poor Josh.
Ralphie in A Christmas Story, whose aesthetics are just not important. He's a 55-year-old man, but I know him as a young individual. Peter Billingsley, 55.
You just don't strike me as the type to be luring after 30-year-old women.
Oh, I wasn't luring whatsoever. It was more of a lust.
You're going to give him a tummy ache or something.
Martin Lawrence is 61 and very attractive.
I just watched a little bit of Blue Streak last night.
Oh, great movie.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah, Blue Streak.
I'm going to try and help myself out by commenting now on everybody's appearance.
There you go.
I've changed my strategy. Soul Asylum's David Perner, gorgeous at 62.
You'd hit.
Dave, for the song Misery? Yeah.
Misery.
He's earned my sexual services.
Here we go. Here we go again with misery.
Today, Bill Belichick turns 74.
Oh, God.
And this afternoon, his much younger girlfriend gets her braces off before soccer practice.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, you shouldn't
74.
feel... As long as Bill Belichick's doing what he's doing, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable at all about the way you talk about younger women.
Jesus, buddy. That, I always knew what he's got going on was yucky, but I never knew his actual age. That's the same age as my dad. Oh, God.
And his girlfriend's younger than you.
Oh, my God.
And Kareem Abdul Hubba Hubba Jabbar, 79. Happy birthday to the wonderfully silly Avery, turning the big 09 today from Robot Leg Jesus, and that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
Felt like you guys were waiting around for the playoffs. Did it feel like that for a lot of this season, or how did that kind of progress over the course of the year?
I mean, yeah, it felt like that at times. Like we was just trying to, get through the season to get to the playoffs. But we're here now, and all the other excuses are out the window, so it's time.
All right. I saw an article or two in the last couple of days where our guy, A1 from day one, Anthony Edwards, he's talking about he insinuated, or maybe he directly said it right there, but the articles that I read, he insinuated that the Wolves may have gotten a little bored during the regular season. Hey, Ant, you're far from alone with that, bro.
Yeah.
Fans feel that boredom, too. Nobody's mad at you for that. I love the NBA, but at times it can be so boring it'll make you puke. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, last I checked, fans were paying full price, and they weren't bored during the regular season. So,
I'm sorry?
No, I'm just saying the counter to that is,
yes,
fans don't want to hear that.
Oh, it doesn't bother me at all because I get bored too.
Yeah, but what he's saying is you're paying.
Go ahead, Randy. Back.
But what Brad is saying is if you're paying full price to sit at the arena, I don't want to see bored basketball players.
I don't want to.
I mean, screw that. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, if I'm paying thousands of dollars for season tickets, that's the last thing I want to hear out of your star player. He may think it. He may think it. It may be true. That's fine, but you don't need to say that. I mean, good grief, the things that come out of his mouth sometimes. He's just not mature.
I get your point, but it's a long friggin' season.
Well, sure it is, but.
No, I get it. You don't have to explain it again. Yes, what he said might anger some people. Doesn't anger me, but I get your point. I do. Because it can be terribly boring. That's kind of what we do, especially hockey fans, NHL fans, and NBA fans, because the season is so friggin' long.
And also what you're doing by saying that, you better follow through now and get at least as far as you got last year.
Brad, you're awfully affected by this, are you?
Well, I agree. I agree with Brad.
Okay. Now I'm mad too. I'm with you. I'm mad.
I totally agree. I mean, if you're going to sit there and say that you were bored during the regular season, and that implies that you didn't give your best efforts. Well, I mean, what are we supposed to think about a team right now? I saw an article today about. Finch talking about flipping the switch.
Dude.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Do you think Oklahoma City has to flip a switch?
Yeah.
They don't flip a switch.
There's 5 teams ahead of you that apparently took the regular season a little bit more seriously than you.
Yeah, the Nuggets have won 12 in a row. They're clearly not bored.
They're not flipping a switch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just crap, man.
I'm sorry. Are you guys pretty pumped about the playoffs?
Well, yeah, they're going to try.
Well, I just don't like that attitude. I just think I think the fans deserve better than that.
Yes.
I do. I think the fans deserve better than that.
And I also think Ant kind of needs, like Brad mentioned, maturity. He needs to kind of develop that killer mindset if he's truly going to be, like a Kobe Bryant type, like a Durant type, because Kobe never took nights off. He never, coasted. He never was bored. He wanted to win every single game. It didn't matter if it was the playoffs or, in Cleveland in mid-February.
He's a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Competitors.
Like MJ.
Michael
Johnson, the sprinter.
Very fast.
I hear you. All right. Well, you guys are kind of mad. I get it.
I'm not mad. I just think I think it's insulting to say that. I get it.
It's a loser's mentality.
I agree. The NBA season is long. We all get that, right? But the fans deserve better than that. And, if you think for 1 second that you can just sit there and all of a sudden flip a switch and now you're the great basketball team, that ain't going to happen either.
All right,
it's just not going to happen.
Let me see if they'll get even.
The baseball season's long, but do you think the Twins are sitting back waiting for the playoffs right now? No.
They could, though. They're far enough ahead that they could just start resting guys for the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if the season ended today.
Right.
That's
exactly.
right. Yeah. If the season ended today, the Twins would still be the American League's #1 team.
I love that
bit. Ended today.
Let's. One listener says, Ant should probably consult with what's his name again? The quarterback that's no longer going to be in town here.
JJ.
Anthony should talk to J.J. McCarthy to get that killer mentality. All right, let's see if you guys can get even more mad. How do you respond to a couple of text messages here that say, Ant, just being real.
I'd be A1 from day one.
He's just being real, Skis. Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
You know what? I'm kind of tired of the whole thing, actually.
What
to be
thing?
honest with you. This whole AMP thing and how, You know what? Go out and get to the Western Final again. You know, instead of talking crap, just go do it.
Okay. All right. How about the results from the NBA play-in games from last night?
I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised by the results?
Not surprised by Golden State. They've got that winner's mentality.
Is that right?
And Curry is, I don't think he's 100% healthy by any stretch, but he poured in 35 last night. The Clippers they gave away almost the best parts of their team during the regular season. They traded Harden. They traded the center. I can't even believe that they made the playoffs, let alone participate, or not playoffs, but play-in.
God, I hate the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers.
I know you do.
And so it was unwatchable for me last night, but it says here Golden State defeated the Clippers, so the Clippers season is over. What else? The 76ers beat Orlando. That sets up for a Philly-Boston series. Someone's going to get their ass kicked. Orlando.
That Orlando team, they've got so much talent, and they just cannot get themselves right. And I know they had some injuries during the year, but so did Philly. Philly won last night without Embiid and Maxey.
Embiid sucks.
Come on.
What do you mean? Maxey was on the floor last night.
Maxey played.
Oh, did he play last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm mad.
Okay.
Orlando.
Embiid didn't. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Maxey did play last night.
Orlando now play Charlotte for the 8 seed tomorrow night. Phoenix plays Golden State for the 8 seed tomorrow night.
That'll be a good game.
Here's a text from Stillers fan Jesus. You guys think you're mad now? Take a look at the start times of some of these Nuggets-Wolves playoff games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
We knew that was coming, though.
Oh, yeah. Blows every time, though.
Yep.
LaMelo Ball was fined $3,500.
Oh, that's nothing.
Oh, hell no. No. Jesus, that's like asking me.
For what he did, that's nothing.
That's like asking one of us for $5. Yeah. LaMelo Ball was fined $3,500 for making unnecessary and reckless contact with Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat. During their game a couple of nights ago, you probably saw the video of Bam Adebayo is falling backwards, and LaMelo Ball is on the floor, and it appeared that LaMelo Ball grabbed one of his feet and threw it out from under him, and he lands on his ass and this and that.
Yeah.
LaMelo made quite an impact in this ball game, so he dumps what a lot of folks believe to be a cheap shot on Bam Adebayo, and then he gets fined another $25,000 for cursing his ass off in a TV interview after the game was over. This guy's quite a character.
I don't think that was his intention as they were falling down, that he was going to somehow hurt Adebayo, but it was intentional the way he grabbed his ankle and pulled it out from underneath him.
Did I say $3,500? Of course, that's ridiculous. I meant $35,000.
Even that's
of
a
course
drop
it
in
is.
the bucket. Yeah.
That's nothing. That's what's going on with LaMelo Ball.
Back to that Denver-Minnesota series. Did you see the potential date for Game 7?
The date? What did you say?
Date.
Yeah, May 2nd.
Bruh.
May 2nd?
Yep. No, I'm just saying. Now we're getting to the point where we're taking 3 days between games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's almost 2 weeks. That's over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks.
To play a 7-game series?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so Game 1 will be on the 18th, and a potential Game 7 will be 2 weeks later.
Oh, my God.
Right.
It's just the worst. Why do I follow this stuff? That is so freaking stupid.
Well, think about it this way. We can watch the Wolves in the finals on our 4th of July booze cruise.
That would be fun.
That would be enjoyable. That would add a little pep to everybody's step, I think.
And flips the switch. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping track of dates. I didn't understand the significance of May 2nd until you reminded me.
It seems like a long ways from now.
Oh, it's a long.
No kidding.
Until you reminded me that Game 1 is on the 18th of April.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, that is so over the top.
Which also begs for the best of 3 or best of 5 to start the NBA playoffs.
Don't even bring it up, Randy, because we all know it's never going to happen. We do this every year. We do this every year.
Like 5.
We talk about shortening the regular season in the NHL and the NBA down to 50 games. We talk about first rounds being 3-game or 5-game series. We torture ourselves. Don't get me wrong, I lust after such a thing, but we're only torturing ourselves.
Right.
You know that.
Right. No, you're right.
Now, I'm going to get mad when I read this. The 5 active NBA players with the most playoff wins, yet they're still chasing their first NBA title. I'm going to get mad because 4 of the 5 players are pretty gross and stupid. So you think you can name the 5 active NBA players with the most playoff wins, yet they still haven't won dick?
Joel Embiid.
No, good guess because he's terrible and I don't like him. But no, Joel Embiid is not on this list. I'll give you a hint. One of them played on television last night, and he's gross and he's stupid. One of them played in that Philadelphia versus... Who did Philadelphia play last night?
Orlando.
One of them played in that game.
Paul George,
Paul
probably.
George.
Yep.
Has won 53 playoff games and still hasn't won dick. The next guy on the list isn't gross or stupid, in my opinion. He's a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's hurt a lot. Probably a tough question with the Lakers because
they're all hurt.
Baby nuts.
His last name is comes off very intelligent.
Scholarly?
Sort of. His last name screams intelligence.
It's a type of car?
A type of car?
Yeah. Type of car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, it is. It is
a very
type
small vehicle.
You may have a phone or a stove.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Marcus Smart!
Marcus Smart.
Yes.
Okay.
54 wins, but he's never won it all. The rest are really gross. Brad should get number 3 on the list. He's won 63 playoff games.
Jimmy Butler.
This next character's won 64 playoff games. He's great, and then he's terrible. Just absolutely unwatchable. And then he's great again.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. And number 1, this guy's won 90 playoff games.
James Harden.
That's right. I need some Tums just looking at James Harden because my stomach just becomes uncomfortable just looking at the man.
If Chris Paul was still playing and active, he would be on that list too.
Yes, he never won a title, did he?
He's a calm.
Nope, never won a title.
Aja Wilson, 4-time WNBA MVP, signed a new 3-year contract to return to the Las Vegas Aces. Now, the reason that's significant is she's signed a Supermax deal worth $5 million, and it's all fully guaranteed. This is the largest deal in WNBA history for now. By comparison, she made $200,000 last year. The increase in salaries, they say here, is thanks to the new collective bargaining agreement that the WNBA came up with. Can they really afford deals like this? Are they doing that well?
That's a good question.
Well, they've expanded again. I think that they are.
All right, well, great. That's great to know. I got a little nervous when I read that. I thought, oh, man.
I think they're still subsidized by the NBA, are they not?
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out over the next few years whether they can afford that or not. I mean, hopefully the TV ratings continue to climb and advertising dollars continue to climb.
All right, so it can't all be roses and BJs every night for the Twins. They're human after all. They went out and got their asses whooped by the Boston Red Sox yesterday. The final was 9-5, and it wasn't even really that close.
No.
But you know what? Forget it. Move on. They won another series. Once in a while, a game gets away from you.
I think the only disappointing thing there's a couple of disappointing things about yesterday, but Simeon Woods Richardson is struggling right now. Of the 5 guys in the rotation, he's the one guy right now that still is trying to find his way. And, if he can get himself straightened out, that would really put this team in a much better position to be consistent all the way through, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's the one guy right now that he hasn't won a game. He's 0-3, and he got some bad defense behind him last night too. Didn't help, but so far though, I mean, you're right. If you look at the big picture right now for the Twins,
big picture, Cubby.
Hey, if the season were to end today, they would be on top.
There's going to come a time where you're going to have to put that bid on the shelf.
I love that show.
Maybe not though. As long as they're in the playoff picture, that's
playoffs.
Yes, Jim, playoffs.
The Twins start a series. They got a day off today. I bet that feels
finally.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say they played 15 days in a row, something like that.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, they deserve a day off.
They start their next series is at home against the Cincinnati Reds on May 2nd.
No. It's actually tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow night?
Yeah, still April.
And tomorrow's that night where everybody who got home opener tickets gets to go for free. So there could be a pretty big crowd there.
Is tomorrow $2 beers?
Yep. They're doing the $2 beer happy hour again thing, too.
Is it Friday night thing?
Friday and Saturdays.
Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
This must have been terrifying. The Chicago White Sox national anthem singer collapsed on the field last night while he was a-singing.
Oh
boy.
Scary.
Gerald Chaney is the guy's name. He's been singing the anthem at Sox games for years. He experienced what they're calling here a medical emergency while he was singing Lift Every Voice and Sing as part of the White Sox Jackie Robinson Day celebration last night. He paused twice during the song, and then he went down. EMTs came out to help the guy. They say he was alert when they transported him to the hospital. Damn, man.
Wow.
That must have been horrifying to see in person.
Right.
They say here when he's not singing his ass off at ball games, he's a teacher. So he's got money.
He's rolling in it, yeah.
I sure hope he's feeling better because that is scary.
That is.
The guy just went down like a sack of beans right there at the Houston Astros pitcher Tatsuya Imai. If I may be way off with that.
Yep.
I am way off?
No, you're not.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He's a kid who's come on over here from Japan to play pro ball for the Houston Astros. Like I said, he's a starting pitcher. He's found himself on the injured list after just 3 starts. They're calling it arm fatigue.
Yeah.
And save your easy masturbation jokes for now, because we got real problems here. This Imai kid has upped and blamed America.
Brad is jacking off.
No, you can't blame me.
He's blamed America for his arm issues. Jesus, wait till Kid Rock hears about this, huh? Imai says he's having trouble acclimating to his new American lifestyle.
He's partying his balls off?
Well, that's not what he means by that. I'd love if that was the answer.
Yeah, he's at the strip club every night, just can't get enough.
Yeah, no, he says baseball and outside of baseball, everything is so different. That's the reason for my arm fatigue. He says the travel is different. The timing is different when players eat dinner.
Well, just eat it sooner or later, whatever you want. You know?
He thought it would be the same as in Japan, but it's different here. So how that directly affects his arm, I don't know, but that's where he's going with it.
I think it's always fun when people find creative excuses for stuff.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of respect. Oh, America, I'd love to hear the story behind that. What happened there?
That is something.
My eating habits changed, so my arm hurts.
Yeah.
Well, I can see the travel thing. He's not used to it because Japan's like the size of California.
Yeah, he's getting his ass whooped on those airplanes.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
But he talked about how in Japan we would eat dinner at a restaurant. In Major League Baseball, we eat right there at the ballpark.
Okay.
And it's radically changed his schedule and whatever. Yeah. Speaking of change, this could change everything as far as the National League standings go. WWE wrestler Danhausen. Did we mention this, or is this brand new?
It was new to me, I guess. I don't remember this.
WWE wrestler Danhausen has apparently lifted the curse that's currently hanging over the New York Mets.
That's so funny.
I love Danhausen so much.
Danhausen, if you don't know him, he is known for cursing fellow wrestlers and anyone really who disrespects him. but he'll also lift a curse or two because he's evil but also very nice. One of WWE's former head writers, a fellow named Brian Gerwitz, who's also a big Mets fan, he got on social media and he begged Danhausen for help as far as the New York Mets go. Gerwitz tweeted, "If Danhausen can uncurse the Mets, I will do everything in my power to get his face on the side of a WWE production truck." And Danhausen said, "You got yourself a deal."
Yeah, Danhausen's making a lot of demands. He wants to go in the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
This year?
Yes, this year, after being in the WWE for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
He wants his face on the Las Vegas Sphere. He wants his face on all the trucks that WWE drives around in.
On a side note, I guess one of Danhausen's initial demands when he was asked to sign a deal with the WWE was that he wanted to have his own blimp, which, of course... that you would call that then that would be a Blimphausen.
Mm-hmm. And people who are supporters of Danhausen like me, we call ourselves Fanhausens.
Yes, unite.
Oh my God.
People are texting in Fanhausens unite.
I remember the first time I saw him on AEW Wrestling, I thought it was a Saturday Night Live comedy bit. He comes out, he's this incredibly scrawny vampire character.
Yeah, he's not a big dude.
And I said, what is this disaster? And this is 5-6 years ago. Now he's... So, I guess let's see which way the Metropolitans go from here.
Well, they've lost 8 in a row heading into today.
They lost last night.
It's a curse.
Yep.
You are cursed.
Does it take a while for a curse to lift? Should we give it a few days?
We'll have to ask Danhausen. Another thing I love about Danhausen, kind of like Santino Marella, he's got some funny nicknames for wrestlers. Like he calls The Rock, he calls him Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, you've got, what did he call Austin again?
Cold Steve.
Cold Stone.
Yeah,
Steve Austin, right? Yeah. Well, where are you going with this?
I just think it's funny. I just like talking about Danhausen.
Yeah, he's got some of those quirks.
CM Punk has a Pepsi tattoo, so he calls him Pepsi Phil.
Pepsi Phil.
His real name's Phil.
Oh, Philip, yes,
Yeah.
CM Punk, yeah.
So he calls him Pepsi Phil.
This is a Danhausen bit.
Yeah.
Okay, not a
No.
bit.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is the Dan, but similar to what Santino
Yeah.
used to do with getting
I
names
miss
incorrect.
Santino.
Pepsi Phil. That's great.
Oh, no, we lost Brad.
No, I'm here.
Brad?
Oh, we lost Randy.
No, I'm here.
Oh, what happened? We
I
lost
went to call Marcus, and the dial tone went over the air for some
Oh.
reason.
Oh. Yeah, we'll be talking to Marcus here in a couple of minutes.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Nick, speaking of NBA basketball that we were talking about earlier,
Sure.
did you get anything in the mail?
Josh.
No, there's nothing yet. But
Damn.
we don't really have a staff here anymore, so they'll grab it. I don't know where the mail actually ends up before it goes to the mailbox. I don't know, there must be some place.
Randy mentioned a few days ago that he's put something in the U.S. mail for us.
Well, it's for you.
For
but
me.
Yes.
I'm very excited about it. Now I know it's something NBA related.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah, it's a slow process around here.
Let's hope it gets there before the end of the Wolves.
Before May 2nd.
Do you want to give me any kind of a hint?
Nope.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, that's all very exciting. Something NBA related that would fit in a mail slot. So maybe, do you have your ticket stubs from the very first Timberwolves game and you'd like to give them to me?
No.
Maybe a
Okay, don't guess.
card? Oh.
No,
Don't
I won't.
guess.
I won't spoil it. I must have come kind of close right there because now he doesn't want us to guess anymore. Sorry, I'm just kind of I'm excited about it, Randy Shaver.
Okay.
I mean, you don't.
Can't be anything of value, or he wouldn't have put it in the mail.
No value.
Or giving it away.
Well, we will wait and see. We will wait and see. Why don't we just go ahead, get ourselves into the proper mindset for a Minnesota Wild update brought to you by Luther Kia of Bloomington. State of hockey. God dang. And, of course, our Minnesota Wild update involves a conversation on the telephone with Marcus Hausen. Hey, Marcus Foligno.
How are we doing?
Well, we're good. How are you, dude?
Awesome. Ready to rock.
You're all
Exciting
wrapped.
day today. Starting the playoffs. We're pumped up.
You're all wrapped up with the regular season.
Yeah.
There are some other unlucky clubs who are still playing tonight.
I know. It's actually kind of crazy. Actually, I back that comment up. It's still season finish tonight. Nice to have a couple days as a buffer before Saturday. So nice to just get a couple practices in and get going. I feel bad for the guys that still got to play.
Yeah.
Especially, there's nothing worse than when you're out and you're out of the playoffs.
Oh, playing out the string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not give your best effort in that situation.
Yeah. Luckily, we haven't had to do that too many times here over the past couple of years. So it's brutal. I've been a part of it in Buffalo. It's just like, I don't know. Feels like a inter squad game, like a little training camp scrimmage. So
you might even
have what it is. That's why it's nice to make it to the postseason.
Yeah, you might even have a few beers before that last game if you're out the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have some time off leading up to. We've been aggravated a little bit as fans that the NHL still has not posted any kind of schedule for your series with the Dallas Stars. We all know you're playing Dallas, but they have to wait until everything's done with. Can you give us a sneak peek? Do you have any idea when you guys will be playing Dallas in Game 1?
I mean, I know it's Saturday. We're in the same boat as everyone else. We don't really know what time it is. I think we're playing an afternoon game on Saturday, which sounds nice because we have all those 9:00 puck drops in the past.
Yeah,
that are just brutal. But for the most part, I think it's a Saturday afternoon game.
Okay, thank you for
when and what time in the afternoon. I have no idea. But we're in the dark just like everyone else. It's crazy. Obviously, they got to wait for certain teams to finish up and maybe just the season to finish up tonight. But no, I've never seen it this kind of last minute when the times are kind of announced. So it's crazy. But we're headed to Dallas today, so we'll be ready to go. Practice day tomorrow, and no matter what time we play Saturday, our guys will be ready.
Well, we appreciate that little sneak peek because we're anxious about it. And you said earlier this year, maybe it was last year, you said. Because, I mean, here's the brutal truth is you are going to get these 9:00 games from now on. You're getting lucky with Game 1, but you are going to get those Tuesday, Thursday night games at 9:15. It sucks for you. It sucks for the fans. But in this case, at least, you get a break. We've been bitching about that. We hate those late. You said earlier this season or last season you would prefer if every game started at noon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's just the older guy in me, but where you want to get back and enjoy your dinner and all that stuff after a nice win. But no, I think just like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we play the 9:00 games. You gotta switch the body clock a little bit or just do things a little bit later in the day. But it's a late night. I think we had a game 1 in Dallas a couple years back, and I think it was a late start. And I think we got out of the rink at 1:45 a.m. because we went to double overtime.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it was one of those things where you're cutting into your steak at 2 a.m. and post game, and you're looking at everyone, and you're like, this is weird because we're staying up late and we're all sober. So it's just like it doesn't make any sense. It's one of those things. You're just like, what are we doing right now? And you wake up next day, even like you do have a hangover. Like it's not. It was just like you're groggy the next day, but. Hey, it is what it is. Everyone's going through it, so I think that's just got to suck it up. But that's the one thing I remember in Dallas. We did that, and we went to double overtime, and that was not ideal. But it was nice that we won that game.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, well, we should congratulate you, Marcus. You have been named the recipient of, well, you've won one award and you're up for another. Correct me if I'm wrong. Humanitarian-related awards. The Tom Curvers Award is your.
Yeah.
You want
fabulous.
You're the guy, and you are up for the King Clancy. Is that all accurate?
Yeah, that's right. I think you get nominated by your teammates and the organization for the Humanitarian Award, the Tom Curvers Award, and that kind of nominates you into the running for the King Clancy trophy. Yeah, it's a huge honor. I mean, I first of all, to have the name Tom Curvers attached to it is an honor in itself. I got to know Tom Curvers pretty good when he was here for a short time, unfortunately. But he was our assistant general manager at the time, and just a great guy. He actually played with my dad in Buffalo, and just hit it off with him. Really, he was just a guy that around the rink you could talk to, and he would come up to you and ask how you're feeling, and just kind of get the lay of the land. And loved the team stuff, building the team, and getting guys close to each other. And obviously, unfortunately, I had a short bout with cancer, and just to be honored with his memory, it's really cool to be a part of that. I got to know their family really well, and he's got a great family. So was honored to get the award with his 3 kids there the night of the game, and definitely a special thing. But and then again, just to be looked at in the community as someone that's helping out, and with I think what we did this year with the Foligno face-off had a lot to do with it, right? So I owe a lot to my brother too. I think it could probably be a shared award, but just again, I'm very honored to be looked at as that humanitarian award for my teammates, and we love doing stuff in this great community with our great fans. So it's been great.
You're a damn nice
Fabulous.
man, and
awesome.
A few people texted in to say that they were at the rink the other night when you got the award. Says right here, a fierce competitor on the ice, Marcus is also a kind, compassionate, and enthusiastic person in his everyday life. That's what they say about you right here, Marcus.
That's very nice.
But don't tell the Talus Stars that, right?
No. There'll be none of that.
Yeah.
None of that nice, compassionate on the ice for sure.
Mm-hmm. As far as the Stars have to know, you're a raving lunatic. But that all is pretty cool, and of course, you have a personal connection with your mother's cancer foundation, and tell folks a little bit more about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we have my mom passed away a long time ago from breast cancer, and we started the Janice Funeral Foundation in her memory to carry her legacy forward and to do the good that she always did. Kind of when she was when my dad was playing, she volunteered her time a lot, Meals on Wheels, things like that. That she was just a special person that would give a lot of her time and help others in need, and that rubbed off on us. So obviously we all want to fight for a cure for cancer and help do as much for cancer research. And unfortunately, that takes a lot of money, but there's a lot of great people in this world that come together for fundraising, and we've seen it firsthand now with the Janice Funeral Foundation and things like the V Foundation too that we became a part of this year with the Foligno face-off was really, really special. So it's a big deal for us and our family. We want to keep pushing this initiative of finding a cure, and also there's so much more that goes into cancer treatment, right? There's so much that goes into people, the families that are going through it with their loved one who's fighting the battle, and the people that care, the caregivers that are involved in places like hospices and hospitals, and there's a lot that goes into it, and money supports all that, and we've been lucky to have a lot of success with it lately, and just to see it too firsthand, the reward you get from forgiving, it's been awesome, and we'll make sure that we keep continuing down this path.
A little something Randy Shaver might know a thing or two about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit now.
It's a great thing that you're doing, Marcus. It's all needed, from all different angles. Yeah. It's just doing nothing is not an option in this world. We just can't do nothing. We have to do something. So
exactly.
We're wrapping with Marcus Foligno here, part of our Minnesota Wild update. They got the big playoff series beginning. This is inside information now. Don't spread it around, but Marcus thinks they're going to play Saturday afternoon. The NHL doesn't want to let us know, but Marcus let us in on the how often do you read ESPN, NHL.com, SI.com, any of those websites? How often do you read the expert predictions, whether it be before a season, during a season, after it's all wrapped up?
You come across some things on your social media pages. I think that's more NHL.com stuff, just because we, on the website there, they kind of, you get the writers and all that stuff that kind of relate to it. So I think more of that, the ESPN stuff and, other things I don't really read too much into, but hey, I think I've already saw some things of people picking out who's the first round winners and stuff like that. And you know what? I think over my years, you learn to turn a blind eye to it and just keep moving forward. There's a lot of people that were going to say Minnesota. There's a lot of people that are going to say Dallas. So at the end of the day, we haven't played a game yet, so we got to leave it on the ice. Yeah,
a lot of, I think, from past conversations with pro athletes, a lot of them try to ignore it altogether. So, I mean, Bro Bible did write up their power rankings as we head into the playoffs, from 16 to 1, most likely to win the Cup. They go Anaheim Ducks, LA Kings, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, Montreal Canadiens, the Utah Mammoth. They made the tournament. Then they go Edmonton Oilers. I'm bored with them already. Ottawa Senators, Boston Bruins, Dallas Stars. They've dropped a little bit lately in the rankings, I think due to some injuries. Then they go Tampa Bay Lightning. Then they mention your hockey club, Marcus, right there in the 5th position as far as power rankings entering the playoffs. Buffalo Sabres, Vegas Golden Knights, Carolina Hurricanes, and it's been the same friggin' write-up every year, all year, if you read NHL stuff. The Colorado Avalanche hold that number 1 spot. Who are you rooting for?
I think you all know. Definitely no one in the Central Division but us. But no, it's. I mean, these are all like they throw them on the wall. Hopefully it sticks. Hopefully it looks like someone's picks where they were a genius at this time of year. Calling it. So we're gonna do our best to be the last one standing. That's all I know.
Do you ever read anything about your own hockey club and just laugh your ass off because it's so wildly inaccurate?
Yeah, there's some things that come up, right? Like just that. People that I think most of the doubting stuff, right? Like the guys that think that we don't have this, so we're not good enough in this area and stuff like that. It's they see some things. Lately maybe their record isn't as good down the stretch, but I mean you don't want to make excuses. But we've been knowing that we're going to be playing Dallas in the first round for the last 2 months now. So not that you take the foot off the gas pedal, but there's just certain things down the stretch that it hasn't been our best hockey, but guys we're thinking about the bigger picture here, and it's coming Saturday, so we're all excited.
I mean, your job is kind of to beat somebody's ass right away, right?
Got to set the tone.
Exactly. I think the physicality will be shown in Game 1 for sure, and that will carry out throughout the series. So that's our biggest job is to be a team that can wear on opponents and make sure that by Game 7, Game 6, it's in our favor, not theirs.
Home ice, don't care?
No, don't care. I mean, we've had home ice before, and then other teams have home ice. My thing has always been you got to win on the road to win the Stanley Cup. So we're excited to go to Dallas. We played a good game last time we were there. It wasn't the most complete game, but. We're excited about going there and causing some havoc there, and they're ranked first. Maybe doubt in their minds early.
Well, we wish you all the damn luck in the world, of course. We had such a great time. I mean, I hope you are up to continuing our conversations throughout your playoff run, Marcus.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to do a little – the morning show's not going anywhere, so we got to keep this thing rolling.
Oh, I wouldn't hold your
You never know.
Your playoff run might last longer than this show.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. We have been on the air for 25 some odd years, so if they pulled the plug now, they kind of would come off like a bunch of dicks, really. There is a measure of, sympathy, really, I think, for, like when you see an old dog walking down the street, that some bitch's days are numbered. You're going to let that dog maybe just walk into the sunset, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe a dog isn't the correct.
Just leave it alone.
Let it be. Let it be.
Don't even look at it.
Don't look at it.
Keep walking.
I mean, if it
someone else's problem.
It's someone. Josh, if that dog appears to be in great pain, maybe then you
put it out of its misery.
Put it out of its misery. But
give it a good, like a steak dinner.
If it's just tired and old, you let it be. So I think that we have that working for us. I think that will get us through at least your playoff run.
No, hey, listen, exactly. I hope that we can keep this going for the next 2.5 months.
Knock somebody on their ass.
Well,
yeah, we'd love it if you go all the way to the bitter end. Absolutely. We were talking to you every 2 weeks for the next. Oh, Jesus, the playoffs last forever. We'll be talking to you in the height of summer. Thanks, Marcus. Whoop
Perfect.
somebody's
No problem,
ass, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
There he goes. And Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, you guys have a good one too.
You bet.
Try and not be so angry with the Timberwolves. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe they'll do something in Game 1 that'll convince you, okay, they're ready for this, and then the nonsense is behind them.
At least Marcus didn't get on and say how bored he was with the regular season.
That's not his style.
No, he didn't directly say that, but come on. He's a human being. I would imagine every once in a while when he sees on the schedule, we're playing in Columbus tonight, you're telling me he doesn't say, come on, this sucks.
I know.
You guys, we'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Okay.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The NFL Draft, presented by Bud Light, is coming to Pittsburgh, and it's your chance to witness the future of the game for free from April 23rd to April 25th. Feel the energy of the NFL Draft. See the Vince Lombardi Trophy and Super Bowl rings. Meet NFL players and legends. Enjoy interactive games and live music performances, and be there as the future of the NFL takes center stage. The NFL Draft starts April 23rd. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access today.
The Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
What are we, all the way up to 8:29 in the morning already? Here's a guy who never fails to make me feel even dumber than I actually am whenever he visits, but it doesn't bother me because I enjoy our conversation so damn much. Lawyer Ryan Pacyga is in studio with us here on the Half-Assed Morning Show. He's a very smart man. If you have a question for Ryan, our text number goes like this here, 651-989-9393. We're very happy to have him back. Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got to hit is your mic on there?
Punch your mic.
Hello.
There he is.
Wake
for
up,
God's
Mike.
sake. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
It's great to be here.
Always nice to see you.
It's great to see you guys, too.
You do make us feel stupid, though.
That's true.
Well, I thought I brought the average intelligence down a little.
No, somehow you get smarter where we get dumber.
Yeah, you make me feel stupid and ugly because you always look so nice.
Oh!
I was just thinking that his outfit is so sharp compared to the rest of us slobs.
Ashley, take your hand off my thigh.
This is embarrassing, but that's my hand. I think, Ryan, of the guests we've had on the show over the years, you might be maybe the only one from about day one. I mean, even Shaver came on a year or so afterwards.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I'm thinking this probably started around 2005.
Oh, was it that late? I thought he was even sooner than that.
I thought it was sooner than that, too, because the show went on the air in 99. Is that correct?
February 99.
Sure.
I thought you were with us from the get-go also.
Yeah, about 2005. I became a lawyer in 2002, but I didn't go out on my own until 2004.
Okay.
So, because you were, did you start with us before you were a lawyer? I thought you were like slinging beer or something when we first met.
I was slinging beer, actually. I was at Saints games. I used to be a beer vendor during college and stuff, but I was not on
You weren't on the air yet?
Then. I was following Tijuana Josh around back then.
Oh, God. I hated that. We got a really funny question off the bat here, and I know you have an announcement you'd like to make as well. Hillman Welder Jesus said, I love how he phrased this, I have a question for that lawyer dude. Has he ever won a case where he was like, Holy balls. How did we win this case?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Are you able to share any details?
Well, there's been a few, right? Like, well, I had a lady that was once like a 0.30 on a blood alcohol, on a test, right, a DWI, and I won that trial.
Everyone pulls something out of their ass now and again.
Once in a while, things just go your way, the right way, for whatever reason, right? So if lawyers have tried a lot of cases, there's not a lot of lawyers that try a lot of cases, right?
Right.
A lot of them will settle, or they're not in the type of business that they try cases. But for the lawyers that do try a lot of cases, I'd say we all would say there's some we won that we thought we'd never win, and there's some we lost that we thought we should have won.
Yeah. And how many losses were really tough to walk away from? All of them? I mean, are you...
Yeah. No, not all. So
not all?
I mean, look, you care. You want to do your best, every single one, right? Your reputation's on the line. But there are some cases that end up in trial. Let's say it's a criminal case, right? Sometimes the prosecutor's offer is so bad, or they say no offer whatsoever, that your client's got no reason not to go to trial, even if they're guilty, because it's like, hey, plead guilty and do 20 years. But if you say no to that and you go to trial and you lose, you might get 20 from the judge. Maybe you get 15 from the judge. So you have no reason not to try the case if there's no offer, or the offer's so bad. That's one reason.
Right.
Other times maybe let's say someone is guilty. They're just headstrong about it. They can't wrap their mind around being honest about it or whatever it is. And they're the ones that get to decide whether we go to trial. It's not the lawyer. We can make a recommendation, but the client always gets to decide. So in those ones, maybe someone's guilty and, you've done your best to lead them to water and have them plead, but they don't want to do it. Your responsibility then is to give them the best trial because they're entitled to that under the Constitution. But those ones, to be honest, of course, don't sting as much as if you think someone's truly innocent. I mean, you got their whole future in your hands, right? And those ones stay with you, I think, forever.
Understandable.
Do you keep like a mental record or maybe just like a physical record of how many you've lost and won?
Like a box score somewhere?
I keep a mental record of it. I used to document it more, but I've been really fortunate to probably win, honestly, 70-80% of the trials I've tried.
Oh, wow.
Nice. There you go.
That's... I think the averages are just about opposite that. For a lot of lawyers, it's about a 20% win in criminal.
That is impressive.
I've found what I'm good at, right?
Do you, so like sometimes in the movies, the lawyer doesn't even want to know. So you, like, as far as if they're guilty or not, like, you have your attorney-client privilege, like they don't want to know, don't tell me if you really did it, we'll just kind of do our thing.
Yeah.
For you, how do you approach that?
Yeah, it depends on the type of case. So the reason that lawyers don't want to know is because of this. If we know, like let's say you come to me and you said, I did this, I killed my wife, I hid the knife in the bushes, I did it, but I want to go to trial and I want to testify that I didn't do it. The lawyer can't put you on the stand and ask you questions because then we're aiding you in committing perjury in the court. Oh. So you would have to testify on your own without us helping you, without us asking you any questions. You just have to go up there and testify on your own. Lawyers don't want to know sometimes because that inhibits how we can defend someone. If we don't know, then all of the defenses are available to us.
Sure.
And we can put you on the stand and you can testify and we can direct examine you because we don't know what really happened. So that's why sometimes lawyers don't want to know what happened. Other times I need to know, like, is it a self-defense case? How'd this go down? What's your self-defense, right? What was the reason that you felt like you needed to defend yourself in this situation? So it's a case-by-case analysis of whether we want to know or not.
I wouldn't want to know because I don't like spoilers. I want to see how it ends.
All right, 651-989-9393 is our text number. If you'd like to ask Ryan a question. Oh, before we get to the questions, you had an announcement.
Yeah, so coming up on 11 years ago now, right? I was sitting on a bench out front of a coffee shop in St. Paul. I'm on my iPad waiting for a client to show up. He wanted to meet at a coffee shop. This car comes down the road. I never saw it coming. It comes across 3 lanes of oncoming traffic, up onto the sidewalk, hits me, drags me 40 feet. I get knocked out. I'm pinned under the car.
Oh, my gosh.
And I get a traumatic brain injury from it, right? And that was a long comeback for me to get to where I'm at again, right? The guy didn't have insurance. So there's a couple things I wanted people to know. I can give you some tips in a minute, but So my wife and I kind of went through that. She needed to take care, to do more around the house and with me than while I was recovering from that. And I always became a lawyer to help people out, right? And I thought, so there were some judges at the time telling me, Ryan, you got to get into personal injury law because you're so good in the courtroom. You will really, have a big effect on people's verdicts if you take these kind of cases because you can tell their story. And I thought, I can't. I'm good at criminal law. I don't need to go learn a new law. Well, I battled it, and finally I was like, you know what, I need to do this. Other even personal injury lawyers were coming to me, and they saw me in the courtroom, and they were like, Ryan, you are so good in a courtroom. You've got to do this. You can do this. It's not as complicated as you think. So I finally said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so we've been doing personal injury, and the reason is because, number one, I know what it's like to go through that.
Sure.
Having gone through it myself, and I can tell people stories because I've walked in their shoes in a way, right? And second, the thing that's different is criminal defense lawyers and prosecutors are in the court most of all kinds of lawyers. All the types of lawyers, defense lawyers and prosecutors are in court and in trials the most, right? The thing about personal injury, and there's a lot of good personal injury lawyers out there, but very few of them have much trial experience because most of those cases settle. And they settle for two reasons. One is obviously dollars are offered to people, and
it's an easy way out, right?
Yeah, and it's sure money. Of course, if you settle, you're getting the money. If you go to trial, you're rolling the dice. But the other reason, I think, from what I'm hearing from other lawyers too, is that many personal injury lawyers are afraid to go to trial because they don't have the experience. So they're like, let's take the sure money. I don't know if I'd be good in a trial. I don't have a lot of experience in this, and some people get pressured into settling because sometimes the lawyer's afraid to go to trial, okay? So there's been in history some former criminal defense lawyers that became personal injury lawyers, and all of a sudden their verdicts that they were getting for clients were much higher than the average verdicts in those types of cases, and it was because those lawyers had so much trial experience. So I thought, you know what, I've been blessed with really good trial skills. I know how to tell people stories. I do it because I care, and it's another way to help people. So I just decided I'm going to do it. And we've been doing it, and it's going well. And I was a little afraid if people would think, well, wait a minute, are you going to still do criminal? Are you selling out? That sort of thing. No, we're still doing criminal for people because I like helping the little guy in the equation. Sometimes the government has all the money and power, and you got to speak up for the little guy or the little woman in the fight. Yeah.
Double dipping has worked well for you.
It's worked well, and we get to help people with it, and people
happy
still
to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about my mother who worked most of her life for personal injury lawyers? She was a paralegal. And one day, all of those personal injury lawyers rented a hot air balloon ride. And so they all jump in the hot air balloon just for fun, like a field trip. And the hot air balloon guy takes them up, I don't know how effing high up and the balloon fails and they crashed into a field. Can you imagine being that hot air balloon operator who just sent a bunch of personal injury lawyers spraying across a farm field because the balloon failed on them? I don't remember if they went after the guy. But of all people, personal injury lawyers just got
bad luck.
Dumped out of the sky in a hot air. Well, congratulations, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
Some questions now for Ryan, and this is a very interesting one from the get-go. At least I find it to be so. You're in a court in and out every day. Maybe you've heard this kind of thing 1,000 times, and you likely have. A listener says, my granddaughter was murdered. We couldn't talk trash to the murderers at sentencing.
Yep.
Can I write them to talk trash to them without threatening them?
You could. Yeah, there's actually rules. So victim impact statements at court are actually governed by some rules, and one of the rules is the person, the victim, like the family member of the victim or the victim if they're still alive, has to talk directly to the judge at a sentencing hearing. They can't turn and put the mean mugging on at the defendant at the table and yell at them in the hearing like you sometimes see on TV shows.
Sure.
They're supposed to be addressed to the judge and just talked about how it impacted you, but they got to stay within some bounds. Now, Honestly, I think courts should do a better job of keeping those boundaries up because they do let people get a little out of line, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I thought you totally could. I guess it was all based on TV and movies.
Yeah,
I thought you could say how much somebody sucked in that.
No,
you can't.
You can talk about how it hurt you and how it affected you, but you can't call them an SOB or I hope you rot in hell forever kind of stuff. Most judges won't allow that. Some, I guess, are too loose about it, but it shouldn't happen because that can just incite a lot of violence in a courtroom.
Right.
But in terms of writing a letter to them later, I mean, I got 2 tips for you. Number 1, of course, if you're going to do that, no threatening.
Because that's illegal, or are you just recommending that's a bad idea?
It's illegal.
It's
if
illegal.
You
Okay.
someone and they believe that they're in risk of bodily harm.
Okay.
Yeah, you could get charged with a crime.
I didn't know
for
if
that.
once you were incarcerated, you lost some of those rights or whatever.
No, you don't do those. But in addition to that, the prison might not even put it through to the inmate if the prison's always screens all the mail, and maybe they think they're not going to pass it along because no good can come from it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say this is the bigger tip, and having seen this in over 20 years. The people who are able to find a way to forgive have the most peace in their minds and their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
The people who carry that resentment inside of them for all those years later, they never get by it. And then the person's living rent-free in their head forever.
It's got to be very difficult to get over something like that.
It's gotta. But
yeah.
you can, I don't know if people think this sounds cheesy or not, but I mean in my heart, if you learn to pray for someone, for real, pray for the people you can't stand. It's hard in the beginning, but what happens is eventually that resentment melts away and you're going to have that much more peace in your mind and your heart than trying to spew all the nasty words at them and probably never get a reply. There are some beautiful things we see in a courtroom once in a while where a victim's family comes and they say something like, I have forgiveness for you. I won't forget it, but there's forgiveness, or my hopes for your future is that you can learn from this and still become a productive member, whether that's in a prison or out in society later. Those people have the peace, and that's something to think about.
I'm going to try and, already I'm trying to say this without bawling, but I was at a funeral. My oldest son had a buddy who died, and it was a woman who was on something. She had a record. She had done this kind of thing before. Crossed a center, like a grassy median, slammed into the family. The dad was really messed up for a long time. The poor kid dies, right? For Pete's sake.
Yeah.
I was at the funeral, and the way the dad talked, the forgiveness you're talking about, I was shocked that he was able to talk about it and be that kind to the other person, considering the tragedy this family went through. So I know what you're talking about. I thought that is so brave and so unexpected. I'd imagine most people, including myself, would probably be, they're at a church, maybe not do it there, but F-bombing this person, being enraged, but it was awesome. It was very inspiring the way he handled that. So I know what you're saying.
Very difficult.
Yeah, no, you're right. Usually what happens is we feel 2 different ways. When someone does something to us, we want justice, right? We want revenge.
Of course.
We want justice. When we do something to someone, we want mercy, right?
In most cases, I would say you're correct.
And so we got to think about that a little bit. And it's a process. It takes time, but most people aren't intentionally out there doing something evil to someone. There are some people, right? There are some people that are like that. But let's say somebody's drunk driving and they go across the center median and they injure someone really bad, right? They didn't wake up that day thinking, I'm going to go get bombed and I'm going to go hurt someone, right? They're not even thinking of that. And they're a human being, and it doesn't mean they're not going to be held accountable for it. But, could that have ever happened to any of us in our younger days?
Probably.
Right? Many of us, right? Many of us have driven intoxicated at least once in our lives, some more, right? Present company included when I was younger, right? So, but for the grace of God go I, right?
Saggy Nuts McGee, Jesus said he's praying for a dirtbag he knows right now. He's praying for him to get smoked by a semi.
Oh, no. A little bit of mercy, a little bit of... mercy is the only word I can come up with. It goes a long way, but it's got to be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
I would have a difficult time. Someone kills one of my loved ones. I see that sumbitch in court. I'm going to want to strangle him.
Yeah, I'm a really resentful person. It would be really hard for me.
But your point is well taken. Well taken.
Half-Ass Morning Show 93X.
Yeah, we've been talking with Ryan Pacyga. Welcome back to the show. We've been talking with criminal defense attorney, and now he also works in the personal injury arena. Ryan Pacyga, always interesting. Had a good time so far. Ryan, you have a couple of tips for people before we continue on?
Yeah, so if you're in a crash, there's a few things you want to do to make sure that you can protect your rights and so you don't get screwed by an insurance company, actually, or a lying other driver. So number one, you want to get the police there to the scene. Second, you want to make sure that you take videos and pictures of your vehicle, the other vehicle, where it was on the road. Capture all of that, like 360s around each car, because people will lie about what happened or who hit who or what. So try to document all of that before things start getting moved around at the scene by police or anyone else. You want to make sure that when the insurance companies are going to try to call you, especially the other insurance company, and they're going to try to get you to say it was your fault or come up with other excuses why the other at-fault driver might have had a reason to do what they did, right? They are not there to protect your interests. So do not talk to the other insurance company or maybe even your own without having a lawyer first. That's really important.
Yeah, that's good advice. We had that. My son was hit by a car, like a new driver. God. Totally fine. He wasn't hurt at all, but the other insurance, I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But the other insurance company, it's my insurance that he's on, was calling me, and luckily I just didn't know the details. I'm like, we'll have to talk to my wife or figure that out because I didn't see it.
Yeah. I had a case one time where a lady turned into me and her insurance company called, and it was actually an eyewitness, a Vikings employee that was an eyewitness of it. And her insurance company tried to say that she didn't do this, and I was like, well, there's an eyewitness, and the police came, and they saw the vehicle damage, and the insurance company said, well, why don't you give us your statement? And I didn't know any better at the time, and I did that, and they denied the liability the next day despite the police and the eyewitness of it. Oh, that's what they're there to do. See, they don't want to pay out claims. So they're not there to be fair to you about it, right?
Do you have to speak to them?
No.
At all? Okay.
You don't have to, number one. And your own insurer, at some point, you got to let them know what happened, but you can have the guidance of a lawyer. And a lot of times, and you also don't want to admit fault because you might be surprised at whether you're really at fault. You think you might be, but you're not. For example, did you know that if you turn in front of an oncoming driver and they're speeding, and they hit you, you might think, well, wait a minute, this is my fault, right? I turned and they hit me. A speeding driver gives up their right of way on the road. You didn't know that. So you're like, oh, it's my fault. I turned, right? So you don't know really whether you're at fault or not.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I thought you weren't even supposed to say you were sorry, even if it's just sorry this happened, even if you didn't think it was your fault.
You shouldn't, even if that's your intentions or your instincts to do it, because it can really affect your claim, and you might not know how the law really works, and now you're hurting your own claim. There's another one. A motorcyclist rear-ended a semi-truck. The semi-truck didn't have its brakes on, though, and everyone's like, well, this is a clear case. He rear-ended the semi-truck.
Yeah.
It's his fault. He rear-ended it, right? Well, the semi-truck didn't have working brakes. They lied and said they worked in pre-trip inspection. It turns out that was a lie. They got caught. So there are things like that where you might think you're at fault, and actually you're not under the law. So you don't want to admit those things. Just talk to a lawyer, make sure you're treating for any injuries you have, and then document the heck out of what happened in your own notes as soon as you can so you remember it.
Great advice, yeah.
So would you recommend, like, any accident, even if it's relatively minor, calling the cops? Or
I mean, I think
always
that's the
would.
safest way to go, because then it's documented, right? Unfortunately, there are some people on the other side of it that'll lie about or they might even lie about themselves being injured, right? You just never know. So I think it's safest to have it documented by police, unless we're talking about literally like a paint scratch. Maybe not that. But if there's any insignificant even bump, I would say yes, because what can happen is, for example, whiplash. That often doesn't set in until 3, 4, 5 days later, sometimes even 2 weeks later. You feel fine that day, a couple days later, all of a sudden you're tight. You didn't know that you got a herniated disc from it at the time or whatever because you couldn't feel it right away, right?
Call the cops, Cubby.
So it's good to have a record of those things.
Just like when those teenage kids start up with those beer parties in your neighborhood, you call the cops.
Just if I see a teenager in general. I got scammed by an old lady who she did like try to get me with a rear ending, so to speak, where she slammed on the brakes. I didn't hit her at all. But she got out of the car and was like, you hit me. Like, ma'am, I did. I mean, there's like 1.5 feet between our vehicles. I didn't. And I was driving a loaner vehicle from a dealership, and the dealership, and she did have damage on her car.
Sure.
The dealership said, listen, this is old. We know it's old, but it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah.
So they fixed her vehicle for her. But I couldn't believe it was a sweet old lady who totally made this thing up.
Right?
What an a-hole.
Yeah, I know. Like my faith in humanity dipped a little bit then.
Right? Sweet old lady, huh?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All the more reason to have things documented right away and have the cops out there if you can, so you've got a good record of things.
This makes me think of when I was younger, I was in a car accident, and it was...
Were you driving the wrong way into oncoming traffic?
No, I was...
Not your fault.
My mom was driving.
That's a story she told earlier. She once drove sober, wrong way into oncoming. Yes.
It happens. And so they rear-ended us. I felt fine, but my mom called the cops, and then they asked if we wanted an ambulance because my mom was worried that I got whiplash, but I kept telling them I'm fine, I'm completely fine, and my mom was like, stop saying that. This is they deserve to get in trouble for doing this, blah blah blah. And so that was the ambulance came out and checked me out, and I ended up being okay, but
Mom and Dad
paid for all of it.
Mom and Dad could use a Hawaiian vacation. Stop saying that you're okay. Lay down on the shoulder of the road and cry uncontrollably. We're out of time. It sucks because we've got some great questions that we weren't able to get to. But it's always fun jaw-jacking with you, Ryan.
Yeah, it's great to be here as well. And people can always hit me up on arrestedmn.com. And they got questions, I could answer them after. Always happy to help.
There you go. Yeah, you can send Ryan an email or something along those lines if you have an important question. So thank you. You look great. Like Ashley said, you look wonderful.
As always.
Yeah.
And we're happy to hear that everything's going well on the criminal end and the personal injury.
Yeah. And thanks so much for having me, and blessings to the brotherhood out there. And just as I was telling you during a break, man, those Wild just beat the Stars. Beat the Stars.
Please.
I'm sick of them.
Ryan's kind of wound up about the playoff, and he said off air, as long as they can just get past Dallas, he doesn't give a rat's ass what happens from there.
You've dedicated a lot of your life to hockey on many different levels. You deserve this, Ryan.
I deserve it.
You have earned it.
You've sat through some bad hockey over the years.
I've played bad hockey all of my years.
You were a teammate of mine on a bad hockey team, so we are owed this.
And I was probably the worst guy on that bad hockey team.
You actually surprised everybody. You did.
I
remember back in the day, they said, "Who's this guy?" And you went out there and did quite well, and they said, "Bring him back." Anyway, thanks to Ryan. We got to get going. Josh, you got anything?
Yeah, a couple shout-outs here. Total stud, Wisconsin Fish Cop Jesus texted in a shout-out to the Wisconsin Turkey Hunters to have a safe and successful season this year. Happy 40th to Blake, a.k.a. Hung Like a Squirrel Jesus, from your big brother, a.k.a. Waconia Anesthesiologist Jesus, so we know he's rich. And he says he hopes you, quote, find some, maybe I won't say the rest of it, but basically find a friendly lady and then, fill in the blank. Happy birthday to Dickhead, from Dickhead to Dickhead, and turning the big 08 today, Hank. Happy birthday to you from your friends here at 93X and Dad, Concrete Cowboy Jesus.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of standard heating and air conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.